Good morning. Sorry, it's good evening. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
sir.
I hope
Good evening, sir.
I'm
Good
audible
evening,
now.
sir.
So, guys, everyone, please, I want your cameras to be open as I need to see how do you present. Huh. The reason I asked this because you see, the problem is your background and my background. There is a different. Why is it so? Why is it so? Those who have started their camera. Now, what about others? Assuming those who are not putting the cameras on, it will be assumed that you are not in the sessions. The reason I asked you is because you need to have a proper background, and for that proper background, Zoom's ke from for Zoom you have specific background for Zoom, but we don't use that. We can modify that. If you have a Canva in Canva, you get it for free. Just type backgrounds for Zoom meetings, or else I have few backgrounds that I will share you uh in few minutes. And so let me share. Then you can change your backgrounds so that it looks it's better. Just share in the group. Now, why is because whenever you do interviews and all, even if the blurred thing is there on behind, but if there's a movement behind you, people do come to notice. Okay, and okay, so I'm sending one in the group. Okay, I've shared one. Adding one more. The two backgrounds that I personally use. One that I'm using, I'm putting. There are different backgrounds that you can choose, and it should be a professional background. One is about that. See, now you can download it and change. So Shreya, Mayank, you can, okay. M20, M20. I also put in 2020. EM20 plus. Just to be professional enough, we have to keep all this backgrounds ready. Whenever there are interviews, we cannot blur our background. Because by blurring our background, what happens? You don't get a clear picture that what are actually trying to say. Okay. Okay. Great. Mayank, you can also change. Great. I will share few. Sorry.
I'm doing, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Fine. Now let me start with the day. Others, please, those who want to speak, I will assume those who have started their videos, those are only available. Others are not interested. Okay, so Nifty was down 0.64%. And in that specifically, reality, your FMCG sectors were down. They have written over here. The worst performing sectors were fast moving consumer and healthcare sectors were down. Okay, so Sleven has written a good thesis on it. Sleven, what happened? Why was the Nifty down? Also, what happened in this reality sector rather?
Sure, sir. Shall I start, sir?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes, sir. The realty index was the worst performing sector, which fall around 2.4 percentage, because investors turned cashes ahead of tomorrow's RBI's monetary policy. They are expected that there will be no rate cuts, and the repo rate will be remaining same as 5.25 percentage. So majority of the investors have booked profit in stocks like Godrej Properties, DLF, Prestige Estates, and Lodha Developers. And Rising crude oil prices will increase inflation concern and reducing expectation for a near-term concern. So that this was the main reason for Nifty's fall. Reality.
Okay. Now, when we talk about FMG, now let's say Nifty was down because of two reasons. One is real estate, and other was the healthcare. And this was FMG. Now, this is a sector that we are following. Okay. Now, if the sector that we are following, we should know what changed in that sector, which stocks were up, which stocks were down. Okay. So, do you have in our portfolio at least the 4 or 5 stocks that we are tracking?
Yes, sir.
HUL.
Like,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Dabur India shares declined by 3.8% because FSSAI barred the sale of several Dabur products which marketed 100% claims. It was against the FSSAI regulations, so that the stock fell around 3.8%.
And any other, which were the top gainers, top losers?
And Ather Energy was the top gainer. Where Q1 quarter 1 FY27 performance was good, and the main reasons was Ather sales volume have increased, and Ather Resource family scooters was the main volume driver. The company has delivered 83,000 scooters in Q1 FY27, and the reasons were the Ather's Resource scooters are large and comfortable for two adults, and it has the best boot storage, which is around 34 liter, and it is mentioned that 70% of Risa buyers are families with children, and this was the main reason for Ather's upward movement.
Okay, fine. So Ather has given a good result, and that is why it was up. Specifically, it was sold some 83,000 vehicles in this quarter, which was up 83%. This is the highest one, highest ever quarter for Ather. Plus, their profits narrowed from some 100 crores to, sorry, from how much it was? 11? I forgot the number. Profits were around.
Net loss narrowed from
around 178 crores to 51 crores.
yes, sir.
Okay. Moksha, I didn't get you. What is ये क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? Why it is not scrolling up? Ather. Okay, fine. What happened in other stocks? ये क्यों नीचे था? Juniper. Sammy was down 5%.
Yeah.
Okay, because of the result.
Yeah, because of the result, the EBITDA margins declined by 390 basis points, and the occupancy was also less. So maybe that's the reason.
Achha, so guys who are the reason I tell you to make market tracker is that, see now, as Slevin also mentioned that the stock was down. So we can always have a comment over here that it says that why the stock was down. See, usually when we say something like this, yesterday why it was up, it was a strong result. So this usually happens. Now result season, it happens a lot. But once the result season is done, the stock movement happens because of a fundamental reason. See now Hero, if I talk about Hero, see, Hero is up some 21% in last 1 year. Okay, from Jan 26 to Jan today, year to date, Jan to August. This is up 96%. Ather Energy is up 96%. So yes, we need to track this kind of stuff. So those who are from EM19 batch, EM20 batch, I was talking continuously about Hero. If you remember, because of this EV penetration and EE20 fuel problems, EV shares has been increasing. EV share of the Hero MotoCorp is increasing. Two-wheeler scooters is also increasing. That is why it is growing up. So it is the top performer probably in the auto sector. Okay. Now see, this is the laggard Escort. Okay, ITC we are not tracking. Okay, Indian Hotels is just positive. Sorry.
In the Hero MotoCorp today, news is coming about their premium. They have set up a separate segment as a premiumization and hired chief business officer.
Acha, is it?
Yes, it is come today.
Okay. Which paper it was? Which paper it was? I didn't come across the news.
Sir, it is Financial Times, Financial Express.
The Financial Express. Acha, okay. Yes, see that man. Okay. Oh, I forgot.
They have not given any data specific. That is why I'm not reading it. But there is a news.
Okay.
They have hired.
Okay, fine. Now this Leela, yesterday we were talking about premiumization, you know,
Yes,
Leela has the highest number of, the highest average room rent, revenue per ARR, we say. Means one night cost more than 50,000 in Leela, the premiumization trend. You know, and the one which is like EIH hotel, which is not EIH, I will say the chalet. Chalet hotels, this one. Chalet hotels, which is like a mid-range chalet, Vintif. These hotels have not performed. Whereas the one which is the highest in Leela has performed, even Taj is positive. This is IHL is the Taj, Indian hotels. Clear trend shows to premiumize. Now this doesn't come by just making financial model and making reports. You have to understand this. I have been talking from EM17, EM18, EM19. All the three companies, all the three sessions we were talking about the auto, the premiumization, and the hotel industry. So EM17 was hotel industry, and EM19 was about the auto industry. Now here also today results were a lot of numbers were out. So and someone has also made reports for the automobile sector. So we will just refine it. So anyone wants to present, just let me know if you want to present it tomorrow, not today. Because the report, I think someone sent, I forgot who sent the report. That was not up to the mark. Just change the report. Harsh, did you make the report for automobile? Harsh Gupta.
not yet. Sir, not yet.
Why? Acha, if it's not the result, have you punched the numbers?
Yes, sir. I have punched.
So when you have punched the numbers, what is the proof that you have punched the numbers? Okay, so you cannot tell me that, sir, I have just punched number in Excel. You have to at least give me a basic summary of what had happened. Report mat likho, but summary to de sakte ho.
Yeah, so I do have the summary.
Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
so in the automotive industry, the industry is grew around 31%, which is led by the domestic market, which is grew around 28%. In the so in the domestic market, three-wheeler has performed, but there is a low base. Other than that, passenger vehicle has outperformed the market, which grew around 31%. While the two-wheeler is so give me a minute, I will open my Excel and I will give me a minute.
Fine. Okay, so good one, Moksha. I think good one that you are tracking it, but this you need to do it on a regular basis. So that what happens, you should show your experience in the interviews that I am tracking this and I know this reason why the stocks are changing.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Got it. This is a premiumization trend. So we can always talk whenever they will counter attack you that why did you choose Hero? So look at the stock price. I have been tracking it. But now what happens, you have to write the newsletters as well. Because if you don't write the newsletters on LinkedIn, you cannot prove that you were the one talking about Hero. Okay.
Okay, sir.
It was up 21%. Now what will happen when you go for interviews? 21%. Let's say tomorrow you go for interviews, and you will say that sir, Hero was up 21%. So the question comes, ये तो हो गया ना, अभी आगे क्या? Sir, nahi. Look at this, sir. I was tracking for 3 months, and with this 3 months, I was bullish on Hero, and it shows in the stock price.
Understood.
This is what it should go like. Or else he will just screw you up, because it happened. One of the student who went in HDFC Securities is my friend only. He has rejected the claim of Hero. He said that no, it is not convincing. Hero is not convincing. So I messaged him again. I said, okay, my student convinced you, but somehow you were not convinced. But the stock prices says it all. Okay, even Ether. Even Ether, if you have, I have videos also on Ether, that Ether can be the next multi-bagger. So they believe when you show them the video. Let's say if I show you the video 2 months back, see, I have written a video about made an analysis about Ether. They'll say, "Acha, this guy was talking about Hero for a long time." This is how you track a stock and develop an investment thesis.
So by posting, it becomes a proof of work.
Proof of work. Obviously, because when you say, "Sir, I have been tracking Hero and the Hero is up 21%," first of all, what is the proof that you're tracking? There is no proof that you're tracking. Okay, there is nothing biased that you have talked about Hero on your social media sites. So you have to talk, okay, Hero is doing good, Hero looks good. As per my analysis, Hero's profitability should increase. You never talk about stock price should increase. Profitability will increase. Now the results are there on 6th August. See what happens.
Right.
And then you talk there, see that I was estimating the profit and the profit actually increased.
So focus on business metrics rather than the stock price movement.
What happens if your profitability increases, your stock price will automatically increase. Okay.
Right.
So the valuation, so you will understand the valuation when you say the profit have increased by 10%. So maximum your stock should increase by 20%. But the stock has increased by 30%, then yes, it is overvalued. This is how it works. Ideally.
Understood.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir,
Yeah,
actually,
Rikesh.
there has been some kind of mistake. It's actually Bajaj Auto which was 21% up. Hero was 5%
Yes,
down.
sir.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry, then my mistake then. Hero is up. Hero is not 20. Sorry, I am sorry. Hero is up from. One second. It is I will tell you from where it is. When we started tracking, Hero was up recently. So it is there in my portfolio. So it is up 20% only. It was a coincidence. Sorry. Now what happened in Bajaj Auto? I am unsure what happened in Bajaj Auto this
Sir,
year.
it is a PLI scheme. Today in today's newspaper
There was a news.
they have received 7.5 billions of PLI scheme subsidies for their for their 13 models, including two-wheelers and four-wheelers. And the government has also increased the allocation of under the PLI scheme for 3x, around $60 billion.
They're the first one. They are the first one too. Sorry, Harsh.
Yeah, they are the first one to receive the PLI subsidy.
Okay. So
And government
5548.
also,
1 second.
yeah,
5548, and this was
35.
4535 minus 1. It is up 22%. I'm not sure Moksha kaun se numbers hai, because I still know that it is up because it is there in my portfolio.
I will check once again and get back to
5548.
you.
So I think 45 and see the price now 454535. It is up 22%. ये negative क्यों आ रहा है? What is that number? It is negative. अच्छा, 1st Jan it is from year to date. So year on year it's up. YTD it is down. But yeah, year on year it is up. Sorry, mistake. Saying it was a coincidence. I still know it was up 20% from my buying price. Okay. So what happened in Bajaj? So something happened in Bajaj in this year from the last 6 months. Something has changed in Bajaj. But a bit PLI scheme though it has come now. What about before? No, it should be a movement which happened for the last. So if you have this track of the last 6 months, you will understand at what price it was up. Moksh, if you have that, when it was up. Have you made it?
I have to check, sir.
That is why that daily it matters. Daily written, no? Every day when you do it, you'll understand why, on which day it was specifically up. Okay. Ether is up 96%. Are you sure?
Even I own the stock, so I'm pretty sure that it's up. It has almost
50%.
yeah.
Yes,
from,
it is.
from 500 to 1500. Yeah, the stock
1500,
price.
yeah.
Yes.
It has grown
890,
by
I
that
remember.
much. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That was a no-brainer stock, ideally. Obviously, the economy is better. That is why it is going up. If there was a downside, the economy would have gone like Ola. But it was a no-brainer when we were talking about this in EM7. I think we were talking somewhere around in June. June time, I still remember on it. Okay. Well, Harsh, you were saying something. Sorry, Harsh, on the automobile sector.
So the PLI scheme, I'm talking about the PLI scheme. So Bajaj gets 7.5 billions of the PLI scheme subsidy, which will help today's growth in the stock market, and also the government allocation increase this year in the PLI scheme by 3x to around 60 billion for this year. And government also said they have till now they have issued around 15 billions auto PLI given to 5 companies.
No, that's fine. So this is Abhi news, hai na? Aaj hi hai na ye news.
Yes.
No, I was asking your automobile number.
Yeah.
Automobile number. What happened?
So give me. So the industry grew by 30%, led by domestic market, which grew 31%. Under the domestic market, three-wheeler has outperformed with a 50% growth, but this is because of the low base, followed by the passenger vehicle, which grew by 37% year on year. While in the export market, two-wheeler, again the three-wheeler grew 60%, but it is also driven by low base. Further, the commercial vehicle led the growth engine with 34%, while two-wheeler grew by 29%, and the passenger vehicle grew just 7.2%.
Passenger vehicle moves just 7 point.
Yeah,
Okay.
7.2%.
In the export market, okay. Acha, what
Yes,
happened in
yes.
domestic market? Why was
Domestic, it is
market
grew
passenger vehicle?
37%.
So which
Passenger
company
vehicle
led the
grew
growth? Which
Maruti
company led the
Suzuki
growth?
and Maruti Suzuki.
Yeah, yesterday we came to know about Maruti Suzuki. It was up almost
Yeah.
29%, right?
Yes,
33%,
it is
sorry, 33% on year to year, July basis. Maruti.
Yes.
So which was the laggard? First was Maruti, second.
No, led by growth is led by the Tata Motors, but laggard is
Acha.
Hyundai, which grew only 23%.
Only 23%. Acha. Great.
Comparative to industry, it is just
Comparative. It is. Oh, so yeah. So guys, I wanted to tell you this. Acha, what about in two-wheelers? Sorry, Harsh. Sorry. Then I'll
yeah.
continue my topic. What about in two-wheelers?
So the give me a minute. Sir.
It should be by hearted. Be on your numbers, should be on your fingertips. At least the
So
basic
sir,
number.
two-wheeler. Okay. So
Hmm.
the two-wheeler grew 29%, which is led by the export, which grew around 29%, while the domestic market grew just 29.3%. Who is the laggard?
Okay.
Hero
And
MotoCorp is the
domestic?
laggard with 18.6% of growth, while the top performer is the TVS, which grew 37%, driven by domestic market, which grew 41%.
No, 1 second. Domestic market grew how much? The two-wheeler market grew how much?
Two-wheeler 29% growth.
29%. In that domestic was?
Almost same, sir. It is both are similar
almost
to
same.
29%, but laggard is
export
the
outperformed.
Hero MotoCorp,
Okay.
and the top performer is the TVS, which grew around 37%, while the its growth is driven by the domestic market, which grew 41%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Sir, this time the TVS doesn't disclose their scooter and the motorcycle data, so I have do one thing. I have used the last year percentage, how much overall percentage they have given in the motorcycle and the scooter, and I will apply it to the this year. Is it correct or?
Okay, no, it is not correct as such. Don't do it. Fine, if it's not given, then
Actually, sir, then but automated report is coming after the 1820, so that is why.
So usually we get that number, but now since we don't have this number, so we cannot assume. We cannot take the growth. So
Now, like they have start giving all the automotive are starts giving their EV numbers. Like now the Hero MotoCorp also given their EV number, which is around 100% growth.
Small base, no? कितना है
Yeah.
Hero MotoCorp का EV?
Give me a minute, sir.
10,
so
5,000-6,000 था उनका. अभी कितना किया?
It is 22,740.
22,000.
Yeah.
Okay, it's catching up.
Sequentially, it is around 20% grew. Sequentially, last month it is grew 20. It is 23%, 23,000.
TVS, what you said? What did it?
I am saying that they have earlier they have given the bifurcation of the two-wheeler, scooter, moped, but now they have from this month they have not given that.
What they have now given?
Sir, it is not given the bifurcation of motorcycle, scooter, moped.
Acha, motorcycles and scooter. Acha, okay.
Yeah, they have just given the electric vehicle bifurcation.
Okay, motorcycles, we have not. Okay, fine. TVS, domestic two-wheelers. Okay, so we cannot talk about motorcycles now.
Actually,
So
sir, you have
approximately
said
we can take.
the yeah.
Approximately we can take that it is
Yeah.
usually that.
When the number
Now
is
since
disclosed, then I will update it.
Right. So you can get it from Auto Pundits only.
Yeah. But sir, they are
Okay.
the retail number, na? Auto Pundits.
No, Auto Pundits, no, it's wholesale number. FADA is written.
Oh, yeah.
Auto Pundits, but only you only get domestic number. You don't get export numbers.
Yeah.
So guys, there was some article I read in Economic Times today. It was on page Mumbai. Which edition is this? It's the Pune edition. I get this in Pune. There was an article which said that. Let me see if it's there. Underneath the read article. Automatic, the edit page. You have that edit page, everyone. It is in 6th. This edit page, this automatic for the edit page. So it might be in different pages for different newspapers, different edition. So this
Yes,
page,
it was in Economic
automatic
Yes,
Times.
sir.
It was about the automatic, right? The vehicle-to-vehicle communication was to improve by
Yes.
2028.
No.
It was not that, Mustafa. One second.
Yeah.
So so usually in the edit page, you don't get anything about the company, about the specific about the industry or something. What was this? Here, someone whose name is Rajesh Shukla. Okay, he might be one of the journalists. What he said that in the automotive industry, it only 17% of the Indians own cars, household own cars, four-wheelers. So because the income is increasing, people are buying more of four-wheelers rather than two-wheelers because it has been an aspirational buying. So they have given some data points over here that 40% of the Indian households earn below 3 lakh annually and around 59% earn below 8 lakhs. Now this projection is expected to go in the next 20 years by, so they are expecting at the same in the next 20 years, the earnings will be 47. The household earnings above 25 lakhs will expand under the 15% to nearly 44%. Now, if this kind of things happen, and the way the placements are happening, way MBA colleges are getting placed, MBA students, CA, CFA students, you guys are now graduating, probably your parents wouldn't be that educated that you are. Now the salary, household income is increasing. And when your household income increases, possibly you will not buy a bike, correct? Even if you buy a bike, you might not buy a Splendor. You might not buy a 100cc bike. If you're a bike fan, you might buy a bike, but obviously it will be a premium bike, not a normal commuter bike. So these things are expected to change in the next 20 years. And if this kind of things happen, then the growth perspective, it says that the elasticity is 1. Means if the household income increases by 10%, the car ownership also increases by 10%. This is what is the editor has told. I was just reading through it. It was a good article to read. Nothing about a company, nothing about anything about the stock and all. But such kind of changes you are seeing in the industry, and I can easily visible. This can be visible with the sales of the luxury cars in India or the high-end cars, the Mahindra cars. People are not preferring a 1.5 million or 10 lakh, 15 lakh car, but they are preferring a 3 million car. That is a 30 lakh car. Why? Because the growth, the middle class income is growing. The middle income representatives, it is between 25, 36, 8 to 10, 20 lakhs income band becomes a primary engine for the incremental demand. The two-wheeler ownership in this bracket is widespread, but the car penetration remains moderate. Means two-wheelers are there in that income bracket, but four-wheelers will tend to expand. Now this is a more 20 years plan. Now, if you become an analyst, in the next 10 years, you should keep an eye on the automotive industry. As you know, Harsh was saying that it only grew 23%. That's the laggard. That's a clear sign that there is a good growth in the industry. 23%, I have only 23% salary hike. This is what you're saying. Okay, that is not a small number. Whereas others are growing. Maruti being a larger player, it still has 130,000 units to be displaced. It is the order. There are pending orders. Plus, they have now created 30 lakh. They have a plant of 2.9 million capacity. So it shows that there is some momentum happening in the automotive sector. And you will see a lot of new companies have entered India. Nissan, Duster, then
VinFast.
there is VinFast. Yeah, then there is BYD who has entered. They're doing actually good. Kia had entered 2019 and has actually done well. So things are changing on the automotive sector, and that is why I am a car fanatic. So I have all look at all the numbers. I also look at every time I go out, I only look at cars. So so that is why I become more enthusiastic about understanding. Whenever something comes about auto, I start to read. And it is not about just reading. I also analyze that so I can make money out of it. The entire purpose, even when I was an intern, it was never about telling news to the sir or telling, reading annual report. I was like, where is the money being transferred to? And this sheet I used to maintain every day. Sir has not told me to maintain this. I had created for my own self. But while looking at the numbers, I used to get a clear trend. Okay, what things are changing? Leela, yes, Leela, when we were doing, Leela was our, not a topic, I would say, but it is there in my, Leela is also there in my portfolio. Because I was not having much hold on this hotel industry because I've recently started covering it. I have never covered in my entire career. So I will not go all in on this. But yes, auto I'm covering from last so many years. So I feel more comfortable on talking on that. So you also should be more comfortable on talking on some sector with the stock price. Okay. Now, guys, please raise your hands those who want to speak on the news.
Sir, as I mentioned the news, so do I raise my hand or not?
No, fine. You have to say anything else apart from the news.
Yeah, sir. Just a conclusion thing that Hyundai also said in the con call that they have also coming up with their EV plant where they have going to buy, where they have going to try to get PLI incentive from the day one. So I just want to add this thing on.
Acha, tell me that news again about the PLI. Sorry, I haven't seen. I will just open your news. Yeah.
So
Bajaj Auto becomes the first OEM to receive auto PLI incentives. Okay. What is that news about?
So the Bajaj become the first OEM to receive the auto PLI incentive of 7.5 billion. Bajaj Auto became the first OEM to receive 7.5 billion under the auto
Why
PLI
again?
scheme.
Why again? Why again? You have told now already. Now
Yeah,
reason. What is that PLI scheme?
Yeah.
Now?
So this amount is given with the 13 approved two-wheeler and three-wheeler models. The incentive is linked on 60 billion of eligible incremental sales under the scheme. To qualify, company must achieve at least 50% of DVA, meet prescribed investment threshold, and generate eligible incremental sales.
Hey,
under
Harsh, no,
Yes, sir.
no. You have to look at straight in my eyes and talk about it. You are not supposed to read from your screen.
Okay, sir. So the
Whatever you
company,
remember, speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, for the numbers, I can look into the screen.
Numbers, you can just have a glance. Like, let's say if I am reading here, you can see how I have a glance and I come up. I have a glance and I come up.
Okay,
That is
sir.
how you do it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So possibly if you have a mobile phone, keep your mobile phone, not the laptop,
Okay.
in your hand.
Give me a-
Because when you go for interviews, possibly you might have only your what do you say, printout if you take it. So ideally it should be remembered. Now it's fine because you're talking for the first time. You should remember those things.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So to qualify under the PLI scheme, any company must have at least 50% of the domestic value added, that is DVA. So under which the PLI scheme is introduced to promote the efficient alternative fuel engine in the automobile sector. And so the government is expected for 40 billions of uh, subsidy disbursement this year, as the pace is, they have seen that the pace of getting into qualifying into the PLI scheme has increased. So the
That's not
government
right.
has
You are not prepared. See now, when you speak something, I told you, I still, I understand that you are not prepared and you have not read it properly because you have written it properly. Now the question is now, what is coming out of this news? It should be told to everyone in the group. Everyone, 35 people are there. Everyone should understand what are you talking about. See, when you say the PLI scheme was up, or Bajaj Auto receives OEM, what is this? First OEM to receive the auto PLI scheme worth 7.5 billion. Now, what is that PLI scheme? Mention that. What is the PLI scheme? Product link incentives. Okay, what does it mean?
So it is the scheme. So this scheme introduced by government to promote the domestic investment in the manufacturing sector, under which the product must be the product composition must be 50% must be developed in the India.
50% must be developed in India. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So in that, Bajaj has received 13 approvals. Bajaj have got 13 approvals for 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers.
Yes.
Correct? Now what is, अभी इसके बाद क्या है न्यूज़ में और कुछ है?
Yeah, the government has increased the allocation for this year by 3x to 60 billion, as they expected higher inclusion of companies in the scheme.
That's it. ये तो government, it has nothing related to Bajaj Auto, right?
Yeah.
So then it was just two parts. Your news was just
so
two parts.
Yeah.
तुम क्या बता रहे हो? इतना कुछ बता रहे हो? किसको समझ में आया? इतना कुछ बता रहे हो तुम? मुझे भी नहीं समझा. I also didn't understand what was it. So there were just two numbers. What was it? So the government has now increased the budget allocation to 3x to 59.4 billion. Okay. Last बोलने की जरूरत नहीं, वो calculate कर लेगा. 3x is obviously it will be 20-25 times. Okay. The 259 billion auto has generated cumulative eligible sales of 3 years so far, while 1 billion has already been disbursed to 5 applicants. इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. There's no reason for that disbursement and किसको कितना disburse किया. We are talking about Bajaj Auto, no? That's it. It was just 3 points.
This is the push for the industry. That is why I have included.
So be quick now while speaking. So now let's say if now I have memorized your news. Now what is the news, sir? Today, let's say if you are my sir. So Bajaj Auto has got Bajaj Auto is the first one to receive a PLI approval of 7.5 billion. So the PLI scheme is about, what is it about? That 50% of the production should be done in India itself. So in that, Bajaj have got 13 approvals model for 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers. That's it. That's a positive news for Bajaj. The government has actually increased the budget of a PLI scheme to 3x. So it will be benefit for the Indian domestic automotive players. Specifically now, it will be benefit to the auto components players in India. Agree?
Yes.
Because 50% is produced in India, so auto company will benefit. Bajaj Auto benefit, hota hai nahi hota, that's a different thing. But auto components will benefit. Now, who are the auto components? Parts who are manufacturing.
Uno Minda.
OEMs now. How you know Minda? Yes. Then
the battery makers like Amara Raja
battery makers, yeah. Amara Raja
Sona
batteries, Exide batteries.
Sona
Comston, yes.
Cover component maker like tire manufacturer Seat.
Tire is fine, ठीक है. Tire तो इंडिया में होता है. But it's like components, this was specifically components. Tire भी आया उसमें, yes, tire also comes. But that's it. So this news wasn't about Bajaj. This news was about the auto components player. Okay, understood. So while presenting it, because when you presented it first time, I didn't realize what are you talking about. That's why I told you again, tell me the news. What was the news about? Because I didn't read it. I somehow missed the news. But now when I just read your article, so in 2 points, I understood what was the news. So that is your purpose, to tell me the news, not to read. The more you speak eye to eye, the more you have eye to eye contact, you become more confident of speaking. Because reading will not make you confident. It is already there. Now you have the liberty to read because it is not an interview. But assume if it was an interview, what you read in the newspaper of Bajaj Auto. You just cannot say, sir, can I open my newspaper? Can I open my LinkedIn ID? No, you cannot do that. Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay, so everyone, what has happened that Bajaj is the first one to get the PLI scheme, which is around 7.5 billion. And PLI scheme is what? At least 50% of the components should be manufactured in India. And so Bajaj have approved 13 models. They have 13 models of 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers. Okay.
Sir, but since this news is already been priced, so still should we track this? because the PLI scheme was
No, no.
launched in FY24, and they have given a clear financial year wise breakup that total 26,000 crore they will disburse in 5 years. So from FY25 till FY29, 300 crores. If particularly this year they have told that 5,940 crores will be disbursed, and next 2 years it will be 99,000 crores. So do we have to keep track and then write a newsletter
It's an
every
update.
year?
It's just an update. It's just an
Okay.
update. Because
Okay.
Harsh thought that it is a part, Bajaj Auto will be positive, but it was not. His perspective was wrong. It's fine. He didn't realize that it was not a part. It was not a Bajaj news. So in this news, who will benefit is the auto company. That you should know. That sir, if Bajaj has got is the first one to qualify, means 13 models. So who are the one who was applying to Bajaj? So as per my understanding, there is Endurance who supplies shock absorbers to Bajaj. There's only one I know.
Understood.
You know, Minda is also there. So this will help. Sandhar Technology is also there who provides.
But sir,
This is
in a
what I know.
way, yeah. So in a way, it might be negative in the long term, right? Because what's
Why?
happening is, so legacy OEMs, when PLI scheme was launched, they have put a condition saying that if you are a startup, you are eligible, or if you have any even a 1 rupee sale, then you need to have a certain threshold. So as far as I remember, the revenue threshold was 10,000 crores. So at that time, legacy OEMs and Ola was the only companies which were eligible for the PLI benefit. Later on, Ather was not getting any benefit from the PLI scheme. So maybe that is one of the reasons why, if you see Ather, all of their scooters range more than rupees 1.5 lakhs, whereas for legacy players it's mostly in the range of 1 to 1.5 lakh rupees. Because of subsidy, their price comes down substantially. So
Yes.
even Hero, Bajaj, in their earnings call, they were talking about that since they are actively investing in R&D and scaling up the facilities, they will try to meet that DVA value of 50%. And there is also a glide path for that. But then the point is that they were trying to meet so that they get more and more subsidy out of the allocation of 9,000 crore and 6,000 crore respectively, and try to be break even, EBITDA break even. So in the near term, for next 2 years, since they will get the subsidy, they will be able to absorb the cost which they are incurring in R&D and scaling up the facility. But after 2 years, when the subsidy is gone, Ather is already functioning without the subsidy. So then these companies will face margin pressure, right? Because they now have to try to compensate for the
Correct.
loss, EBITDA margin loss, right?
Correct. Yeah, possibly. Yes, Ather might suffer losses. Not losses, but prices might be higher. But now see what happened. Only 13 models has been approved. Okay. Now we don't know specifically it is in EVs or specific to ICE. We cannot have a comment on exactly
No, it is
comment on
not
that.
on ICE.
It's
As
only for
the
EVs and
scheme is
flex
for
fuel
It's only for
vehicles.
EVs, huh?
efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, EV flex fuel vehicles and hydrogen.
Hydrogen. Sorry,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the ICE variant. So the hydrogen,
yeah.
so Bajaj is also making that a CNG variant. CNG bike it has.
Right. So for the next 2 years, it will be beneficial, but then after 2 years, they will try to have to compensate for the EBITDA margin which they were getting from the subsidy, right?
So see, this is a push. This is currently a push. So EV business is ideally a loss-making business for people. Okay, it is not a positive. It is like a startup only. Even if TVS is selling, they're selling so much in it, but it's a loss-making business. Or maybe hardly they are EBITDA positive. Now to boost that for the next 2 years, see what happens now, Moksh. Over the years, then the operating leverage kicks in. Now what happens?
Right.
Now since the volumes are low, you will suffer on the EBITDA margin perfectly. That is why government is giving you the incentives. Now when the prices are lower, people will buy more, and when you buy more, when the volume increases, your fixed cost gets covered in that. So that is usually the perspective of PLI scheme. So in the long run, it will not benefit. It will benefit. You are saying
sir,
you are on the other part, that you are saying that sir, then EBITDA margins will decline. No, if the volume increases, then it will taper out.
But sir, we have seen in the con calls and we have read in the newspaper that almost all the companies which are making the EV are operating at 90 to 95% of their utilization rate. Then how did the operational leverage comes in, as they have also already at the highest level of their utilization rate?
So, Ather has said that they are coming up with new facility. TVS has said
But
they are coming with new
but they
facilities.
have
Hero
not
has said.
yet. But I mean,
It will take
my
time.
question is that they have not yet come up with the facility, so they have not incurred yet cost. but in the existing their existing plant, they have operated at the 95, 90 levels. So why?
Correct.
So
Sir, I'd
if they
like
are
to
not
point
getting,
here.
they are
One
not.
second, one second.
I'd
One
like
second,
to
let
make a
Harsh
point
complete.
here.
One second, Ankit, let Harsh complete.
So the like Ether is currently at 95, 99, 98% of the utilization rate.
Hmm.
So if their current facility at this level is not giving their EBITDA positive or a bit of EBITDA positive, then how in the long run we can expect that operating leverage comes into effect?
I will give an example.
Sorry, sir. Sorry
Harsh,
to interrupt.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry, sir. In
Yes.
today's news, Aether has shown that their EBITDA got positive.
Yes, there's a bit is positive.
Today's name. EBITDA is positive. Na?
0.8%.
EBITDA will be negative.
0.8.
So
Yeah.
EBITDA is fine. Ether is a loss maker. EBITDA, no, it is about the operating margin. When we talk about it's always the EBIT, because that is the bigger cost. EBITDA is positive for all companies. See, why would you sell a company for losses? Why will you sell a product in losses? So legacy companies are making, that must be EBITDA positive or somewhere, 5-7%. The problem is now this operating leverage I was talking about us. Let's say you built an hospital, a hotel. Okay. Now acquiring land, then the hotels, and then the staff on it. Till you don't have that kind of sales. So when you start an hotel, obviously it will not run at full occupancy. Okay, it will take time. Then the prices will increase at a certain point in time. After 4-5 years, the hotel comes at an operating level, where the fixed cost gets covered. So it usually takes time. So operating leverage will come when the volume size increases and the price increase.
So, but
Because now let's say you are saying, Ether has become positive at EBITDA level. Okay. Now why it has become EBITDA? Because of the volumes. Now they will invest more and they will make more volume. So let's say 80,000 units become 8 lakh units. Now from the 8 lakh units, yes, then the fixed cost is same. Now 90% occupancy. Now next will be a new plant will be hardly occupancy, right? There won't be any occupancy.
yeah.
Correct.
But sir,
90% now.
My point is
What is your
that the company is operating at 95, 99% of the utilization rate. So the most of the fixed cost is stagnant at some point, like say 60, 70% of the utilization rate. So it is fixed at that point. So now the company's utilization rate is 95, 98%. Still the company is just making 0.8% of EBITDA margin. Then how it's sustainable and how they are able to grow?
The volumes are lower. See, उन्होंने एक ही plant चालू किया. It was a pilot project. This type of pilot project. EV was a type of pilot project. Okay. They didn't see startup. What do you mean by startup? Startup was something like, usually we don't say startup is, you open a tea stall and it's called a startup. No, that is wrong. Startup is something which was never there in the industry and it came up. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens? So usually startup works on a pilot project. It is never that they run on a full-fledged. They never startup is never done to make profits. Startup is done to solve a problem. Okay. Now to solve a problem, see, you have invested 100 crores. Okay. Now you are making, let's say, 1 crore out of it. But you realize that, okay, out of 100 crore, I can make 1 crore. Now what is happening? Because of the startup, you have spent heavily on advertising. You have expanded your showrooms. You have kept many people. If you see Zomato also, you just call them and you get a reply. There are a lot of cost involved in that. So once what happens, once the cost gets stagnant. Now let's say to give service to Ether, Ether already have to plan 100 employees, even if by selling one model. Because, they have to create a service station for that. Even if they sell one model, they need to have a service station. And in service station, they have to employ at least 100 people.
Yes, sir.
That is why the operating cost increases at the early years. And the burnout, how much cash burn they are doing. This is
Yes.
they are burning the cash. Now, once they know that profit can be made out of this business, then they expand. Then they know employee cost is fixed, advertising is fixed. Correct?
Yeah.
Because they will do the same advertising that they're doing before. Employees will be same, because employees were inefficient, because 100 employees were only serving 10 bikes. Now 100 employees are serving 100 bikes. Now those 100 will also serve 1,000 bikes, right? And those 100 will also serve 1 lakh bikes. Because the expenses that they have done it at the start. So why did Ford, Chevrolet didn't survive in India is because the service cost was so high that they couldn't sell. The volumes were not coming because of Maruti being the major player. They were not able to bring volumes. Because even if you start a car company, Harsh, you have to first start a service station,
Yes, sir.
correct? No? Then
And give the
When I started-
assurance for 15 years.
for 15 years, that's what. So where is the visibility? You're only selling 5 models and you're open 50 service station. Because if there is no service, then people will not buy a car.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So the volumes will play once these are a pilot project. Once the company is profitable, now they will be scale up. Now it will scale. That is why you get that kind of valuation. So this Ather is getting a valuation because it is expected that it will make the same kind of profit the legacy players are making.
Yeah.
Once they achieve that kind of volumes.
So the sir, operating leverage is considering where just below the gross margin levels, because the cost
Where you
is
take the
similar.
capex in it.
Yeah, cost is the cost is most probably similar. So we will see operating leverage in their indirect expenses.
Indirect expenses, yeah. So in operating average, now, though we say in practically we only say that fixed cost is what depreciation and the employee. That is what
Yeah.
we call the fixed cost. But no, other costs are also fixed now. Advertising is fixed, which is the major cost. Because they have already done that before. So it will not increase with the increase in sales. It might increase, but not at that pace what the sales are increasing.
Yeah.
That is how
pace
the
will be
operating
increased.
leverage kicks in. So
Sir,
in our books,
from
it is a
where
little bit
I-
different. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Actually,
I was
sir,
saying
the
on the
thing,
operating leverage part only. From where I understand is PLIs are basically to promote the industries or companies to invest. So the capex will rise, and because of that, the operating capacity will rise. So operating leverage
Correct.
will be good going forward.
Yeah, that's what. It will improve.
Because the PLI scheme, the first name that comes to my mind is Dixon. They received the first PLI incentive in 2022, and they made the name because of all the PLI things. And now they are the market leaders there.
Market leader, yeah. And even the customer gets the product at a cheaper cost, no? At a
Yeah,
lower
it is
cost.
passed
So your
down to
volumes
the
increase.
customer. That's what.
So it is passed on to the customer, yes. And then so now if let's say a car is Ather bike is coming at 2 lakh rupees and you get a Bajaj bike at 1 lakh rupees, probably you will go and buy a Bajaj bike with the same kind of effort, the same kind of features. Right. Okay, so Ritesh,
I would like to add on.
Yeah, yes, Levan.
Like Ather's fixed cost has been reduced this quarter.
Ather, sorry, Levan.
Ather's fixed cost has been reduced in this quarter.
Fixed cost has been reduced. Okay. Why is it so? What was there? I think it might be the advertising cost only that reduced. Advertising and the employee cost. Those are usually fixed.
It's the advertisement cost. The management told that they try to reduce it so that they can be a bit positive.
Yes, so these all things are not told in our CFA books. In CFA books, what is operating leverage? It is gross margins, gross profit divided by fixed cost. What is it? Fixed cost minus the variable part. That is totally wrong. It doesn't work practically.
so
It's not
that is
wrong,
why
but it doesn't work practically.
yeah, that is why I got confused, as they have
I
said
thought
the
so.
fixed cost only. They have not
thought so.
mentioned the other.
That was your issue. Because we have, I have also studied, that's why. That's the problem. We study law. Complicate things. No issues. Okay. Yeah, I think who wants to start? Ritesh, you had raised your hand.
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, Rishit.
Sir, actually, I have a lecture at 8:30. Can I just present my news in 5 minutes?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So, good evening, forum. Good evening, sir. My news is on FMCG sector about Dabur. FFSI halts the sale of Dabur products over misleading
So
claims.
Rishikesh,
Yes, sir.
why I cannot see you?
Sir, actually, I was in my library, so I have not turned on the camera.
Because now we don't have to read it. You just speak out whatever you have read. You don't have to, whatever you
Yes,
have
sir.
written it.
Yes, sir. I
Yeah.
only said the topic. Now I'll continue.
Yeah.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The news is about the Dabur industry, the Dabur company, the FFSI, which is the food statutory food safety and standards authority of India, has a legal claim on the Dabur that it is misleading the people around the globe, because the Dabur claims that they have 100% pure products, 100% pure products, like there are no preservatives or anything in their products. But when the FFSI made a raid on the Dabur, they found that their claims were extremely misleading, and they were misleading the people as well. So the product which are affected are honey, apple cider vinegar, ginger juice, coconut water, and coconut milk, and other food items. So the FFSI has also stated that Dabur Himalayan Organic Apple Cider Vehicle and Dabur Organic Honey were marketed as organic, but they were marketed as organic, but they have not taken the permission from the the FFSI that they are organic. So they were actually inorganic, and they were misleading the people. The Dabur's response is that they will handle the situation carefully and look into all the allegedly claims which are claimed by the FFSI, and due to this, the market has impacted. The Dabur share was down by 4.5% today, and which can be a golden opportunity for the competitors as of like HUL and the Marico. Because of this, the Dabur share was down by 4.5% today. Yes.
4.5%. Okay, fine. Fine.
Yes,
Cool.
sir.
Okay, fine. You can leave, Rishikesh. Yeah. Good one.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Niket, anything on the automobile? क्या था वो vehicle?
Sir,
What was
should
it, Ankit?
I start with the market update or just the newsletter?
नहीं, just the newsletter. Fine. Market update किधर दिया तुमने, भेजा क्या मुझे?
नहीं भेजा नहीं मैंने
किधर
शायद सर, मैंने रह गया भेजना,
हाँ
मैंने लिखा था. ठीक है.
ठीक है, start from this. Yeah, no issues.
So I wrote an article about like multiple sources, क्योंकि as I said मेरे को data points proper मिल नहीं रहते as of data everything. So मैंने लिखा है article is जितनी गाड़ी उतनी बातें, अब गाड़ियाँ बोल उठेंगी. So basically according to the MORTH which is road safety, and they have recommended कि October 28 से V2V tech, that is vehicle to
No,
vehicle.
Ankit, Aniket, probably please keep in English, because
Okay.
that key that should
Ji,
not
ji,
come
sorry.
while speaking. Okay, okay, please keep it.
So from October 2028, V2V tech must be installed in all the vehicles complying with AIS 230. That is, the vehicle should be able to talk from like around the vehicles. So that is a system. That is a system
Yeah.
which prevents the road safety and the passengers as well. This applies to every vehicle category, be it the two-wheeler, four-wheeler passenger vehicle, or the heavy vehicles. That is LMN. For that purpose, basically, there is a gigahertz of bandwidth, 5.875 to 5.95. This has been exempted from licensing requirements. So basically, the money that used to go for the licensing is not going now. So it is basically it is complementing to the ADAS, that is automatic driving systems in the vehicles, and this will increase the capex in the automobile sector. Maybe the two-wheeler prices may surge because of that, because installing the V2V in the two-wheelers costs more than the passenger or heavy vehicles. But that doesn't seem to be a reason of concern, as according to, as you mentioned, Rajesh Shukla sir, the income band will grow moving forward, and like around for FY47, 44% of the households may earn 25 lakhs or more, rising from 15% in FY26. So, in a decade or more, the current car penetration may rise from 17.2%, which is current, to 56.3%. This might actually come true as government is pushing automobile PLI schemes as well. As you know, the PLI for the last year it was 29 billion. To this year, it has been raised to 59.4 billion, and the SEZ schemes, like finished goods are being exempted from the import duties, custom duties, and only the raw materials which are being imported will be considered for the custom duty. So main benefactors of all this may be Uno Minda, Sona BLW, Bosch, etc. Because they have the current technology to manufacture the auto ancillary parts, which is used in V2V and ADAS systems.
Okay. So Aniket, you have to look in the camera while speaking. You were looking at your news. That is why you were able to speak so much. Okay. Because when there are two parts of it. When you speak so much, the probably the one who is listening will get bored. And according to my experiences, you cannot speak so much thing in the interview. If you tell now what you read in the newspaper, you will forget. That is why you should not talk more. You should talk only less. Whatever you feel like, it is like a conversation. Because the point you start talking more, first of all, you will not remember those things. And then you will start, it happens. It happens with me also. When I have to start to, present my 50-page report. It is not possible. That is why you have to be more short enough by speaking and look straight in the camera, because that is a habit that you should maintain. Look
I'll be
straight in the
succinct
camera.
with my newsletters from now on. I'll do that.
So, see, you can write it, no harm in writing it, but while presenting, you should know what are the things which are important to talk.
Yeah, the data points
without looking at it.
Again and again. Yeah.
And without looking at it. The data point should be memorized while speaking.
Right.
You will only get an option if, because now we are online, that is the only way you get an option. You don't believe when I was giving an interview and I was looking down, he said that if you look at down, we'll stop the interview. He said that. So it was like specifically look it in the camera and then speak. Because he was saying, even if your eyeballs moves, I will stop the interviews right away. Because obviously I was copying, it was an interview and it was my pharma interview and talking about the data point. So no, data points should be memorized. Even if approximate is fine, I don't want the exact number.
Done, sir.
That when you said that penetration is 17.3, no, 17 to 56%. That's fine. You have to say 56.3%. Okay.
Done, sir. Thank you.
Fine. Asha, now what was this news about? What I got it is that from October 2028, government has said that there will be a V2V system, vehicle to vehicle communication system. And now this communication system is for what?
So all the LMN, all categories. So the vehicles should be able to communicate if there's a sharp turn. So if the vehicle is taking a sharp turn, if the person before is braking, the vehicle next to it should be able to get it, and the ADAS will automatically react to it.
Okay, so fine. You can also mention this because this is a new term that everyone is knowing. I also was not knowing it. What is exactly V2? Okay. Achha, when you said V2V, it is better to say vehicle to vehicle communication. You started with V2V, right. Because V2V, because it's a new term. A layman will not understand what is V2V. Okay, so vehicle to vehicle communication is been implemented in the cars just to have a road safety for the cars going ahead because of the fatal accidents. Can I add your thing? Okay. Now this will be a free of cost. There won't be any licensing fees. Why it is? There won't be any licensing
because
fees.
There was a certain band of gigahertz, so the communication happens in that bandwidth. So they have exempted it from licensing. So the license is not to be taken. So free source.
Yeah. So it has also said that the government has given enough time for people for companies to implement those things. Yes, obviously it will increase the price of the vehicles, but as you said, two-wheelers will lead to a higher price hike than the four-wheeler, because four-wheelers price can be observed with you rightly said that the penetration is low and people as high income people will spend more on the cars. That's totally fine that you have how you linked it. But it should be very small. See how I'm speaking. I'm not looking at the newsletter.
Right, sir.
I just having if I get what was that? I forgot that gigahertz. What was that? That's it. That is okay to find. Okay. So it should be very when you present it, it should be very soft presenting, and it should look like a conversation. उनको ऐसा लग रहा था तुम चिल्ला रहे हो मेरे पे. ऐसा लग रहा. Okay. Or else when you speak out loud, what is assume that you don't know it and you are trying to I will say you are just trying to cope up or less. You're trying to cope up with the things that you don't know, unnecessarily trying to speak out loud. So that is a wrong impression that goes with the interviews. That never speak out loud. Be soft, be like a normal conversation, and finish it like हम बात कैसे खत्म होती है वैसे. And it should be like I should start then conversing with you. Your conversation should end in such a way that I should be amazed to ask you question. अच्छा ऐसा हुआ कि क्या होता है ये? Now how I asked you what was V2V.
Good, sir.
Good one, Bata. So
Thank you.
next
Sir,
time,
sir,
so
I
don't
have
look in
a
the. Yeah, sorry.
sir, I have a investment thesis on that news.
Investment. Acha, go ahead, Asif. Investment thesis.
Sir,
Okay.
I think the robot taxis in India is not possible due to this kind of technology is not available now.
Okay.
So maybe after proper implementation of this technology in vehicles, I think the companies who's selling fleet to the fleet providers, right, like Uber, Red Taxi,
Hmm.
the four-wheeler companies who are selling to this fleet segment, I think they will benefit in those segment growth.
No, no, Asif, you're wrong over here. Not wrong. What is it? You have to speak what will happen in the next 5 months or 6 months. You don't have to speak what will happen after 5 years or what after that implementation. Because practically, if I want to, retaliate on this news, ADAS is not yet implemented in India properly, and you think this will implement for all the vehicles. That won't be possible, being India such a populous country. Okay. So whatever they are doing, government is doing for the safety of the company, for the people, that will implement, that will take time to implement. But now, currently, what is it? What the investment is should be made on the auto components, not on this. Okay. I think this
Yeah,
will
maybe
implement, then it will use the car. It is a very big, long as in a decade story.
yeah,
Okay.
sir, but maybe the companies working toward the software side of it. They, I think they will start their work from now, I think.
See, first of all, it is 2028.
Yeah.
Are you okay to not to get your job till 2028? Have to get a job now in the next 2 months.
Yes.
So you cannot wait till 2028 to happen. You have to tell what is happening today and what will happen in the next 1 month, 2 months that you are there, that you are working. Because questions will be asked to you what you did in RK Advisory, what was your top pick, and how did it perform in the last 2-3 months, or what do you think that what will perform in the next 2-3 months.
We
Okay.
have to think in the
Okay.
short term.
So maximum it is 1 year, because forecasting is done only for 1 year. You cannot forecast more than 1 year. Practically, you cannot forecast even the next day. But from a subjective point of view, at least 1 year you should talk on. Because when we talk about a salary increase, we only talk about next year salary increase. We don't talk my salary will increase 100% after 5 years.
Okay.
Right? We don't talk like that. It will be maximum 1
Got
year.
it.
1 year.
Okay,
And
got
for
it, sir.
your
Thank you.
perspective, since you are getting into a role, you should be like, what will happen tomorrow? Which stock should I buy today? It should be like that.
Okay, sir.
So because of this all things, today, sir, the auto components are the much better stock to look at.
Okay, sir.
So Aniket, for the stocks that you have mentioned, you can add it in the market update list, that so that you can have a track on it, what is happening in the all auto component stock. Because there's a lot of news coming on the CAFE norms. There is news coming on that E20 problems. All the companies are facing the problems. Plus the ADAS level, ADAS level is increasing in every car. The because of the high-end cars being sold, even the sunroof market is growing. So all these auto components are having a good run because of growth in the automobile industry.
But today, sir, I don't know why I couldn't find the reason. But Samvardhan Motherson Sumi was down around 155 to 151, so around 4% something.
So possibly it might happen, but it is not an immediate change. It is a change that will happen over the
tenure, right?
Over the time. But now 2028 is fine, but there are CAFE norms which are coming. There is there's ADAS norms which are coming up. So all these norms which are coming up, which will help the auto components to grow, and plus the PLI scheme.
Right.
So one
This is
newspaper it is given that the government has phased out this B2B from October 27.
Yeah, basically, they are promoting the 27 you used.
They are
You
they
can
have said
use
they are on a phased basis. On a
phase basis. I read that
Yeah.
just right.
Here only it is mentioned. The draft guidelines are it.
See, the question is, in this we have to only speak about auto components, because this is all a very ambitious program by government. Let at least ADAS get ADAS is not working properly. I have a car, I have 2 cars ADAS. I don't believe on ADAS because the roads are not that good to have ADAS in them. I was driving my car on the road and as in the driver assistive system, what happened on the Mumbai-Pune highway? Suddenly, the lane gets out because suddenly there is a left turn
4 to 3
and
lane it happens.
and the lanes are like straight. It goes directly to the to the cement portion over there. I said, where did the lane go? You have to change on the right hand side. So it will not change in India. That's a very ambitious target by the government. But okay, some people will do it. Now how the large the Mercedes guy, they have a system that if someone comes in front of you, it stops automatically, and it has on the four side, all the four side. I have an Honda City. In the Honda City, it is just on the front side. If someone comes from the front, only then it will stop. But now if it comes from behind, it stops. Now it has been developed in Creta. It has been coming in Seltos as well. So these are the things which are improving. Even now, Mercedes have started a system where the car will look at the potholes in the area and send it to the cloud, so that other Mercedes car passing it will already know that there is a bump over here, and it will adjust its suspension. And this system is only available in a car which is worth 4 crore rupees. Okay, so you can just imagine how much cars will have this V2V technology. That's nothing too much talk on it. Okay, yeah, Mayank.
Sir, I have two news. One is about V2V communications, and second one is about Ather.
So let's start about Ather. V2V तो ऐसा भी इतना important नहीं है. So Ather. Okay.
Good evening. This news is from Business Line, Mumbai edition, page number 2. Ather sales increased 80.5% year on year to 83,000 units in electric scooter segment. It also delivered strong numbers from non-vehicle business, such as software subscriptions, charging services, accessories, spare parts, and after-sale services. This jump came from network expansion of experience centers, doubled to 700 and plus in financial 26. Service network grew 80% to 500 centers. Restart sales crossed 200K units milestone, and Ola dropped 1200 BPS.
Mayank, you are reading the news. You have a news in front of your camera or maybe in front of your laptop. Should not have that. What has happened in Ather? If you want to, Ather sales jump 80% year on year. Okay. Why?
Sir, because EV in EV luxury segment is growing, and Rista is also part of it. Ather is also part of it.
No, you have written in the first paragraph, the sales increased 80.5% to 83,000 units. It was led by non-vehicle revenue. Sorry, first of all, it was delivered strong set of numbers. Second, it was due to non-vehicle revenue. Third, it was due to non-vehicle revenue like software subscription, charging services, accessories, spare part and sales service. That's it. Okay. Now, what is there in the news about Ather? What is more about Ather?
So they have
Just speak about Ather.
Sorry, sir.
Sorry, I said, what about Ather? Now, what is there in the news? Sales we got. The sales increased to 80% because of increase in volume, strong volume increase, plus non-vehicle sales.
Yeah, so they have also expanded their capacity. They have also expanded their capacity and
how much? How much capacity they have expanded?
To 1 million units annually.
Okay, so and how much was it before?
It was 500K units.
So Ather has increased its capacity, manufacturing capacity by 50% to 1 million units.
Yeah.
Okay, and where is it? So it is the capacity is so they have expanded the capacity to meet the rising demand and the future growth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Now they have also opened 700 experience service centers, 500 service centers. This also you have 200,000 Ritza sales drive the growth in Ather's.
Yeah, it's a milestone they have achieved.
So you could have mentioned it in the first paragraph, that the sales jumped to 83,000 units, which was led by 200,000 units of Ritza volume.
By Star. Yeah.
हाँ, so you could have added in the first paragraph. Ola के बारे में, why are you talking about Ola necessarily? So we are talking about Ether.
I mean, Ola market share dropped, so Ether also gained in that. That could be also be the reason.
So then you can say once it's done, they have started. So Ola has, sorry, Ether has gained market share. How much was it before? यहाँ पे लिखा है तुमने.
Ether का particular नहीं
हाँ,
लिखा है
market share,
sir,
हाँ.
but
So
like the
you have
top
to
four
write about Ether,
players.
ना. You have to write about Ether, ना. तुम बोल रहे हो Ether का बड़ा, Ola का नंबर बता रहे हो, Ether का नंबर नहीं बता रहे. Now you saying that sir, I have scored well, but my friend have scored 50%. तुमने कितना किया? उसकी बात कीजिए.
Ether market share is around 15%, like 300
हाँ, 15
BPS.
to 20%. हाँ. So
Yeah.
when you said that it has gained market share, so how much? You have to find it again if it's not there, given over there. It was not given. You should talk about it. Ether का market share, how much was it and how much did it increase? क्या लगे Ether का? It was not there in the economic time as such.
So I just divided 83,000 by the 5,25,000. So it comes around 15%.
15%. Huh, fine.
Yeah.
So Ether has gained market share, and the market share gain was because of the decline in Ether's market share. Because of declining Ola's market share.
Ola's market share, yes.
That was the reason. That you don't have to specify Ola's numbers over there. Okay. Oh yeah. On what was the and losses? It was losses narrow. Likha, you have written it perfectly. But now see how it is difficult to present. Okay. It always goes with the reason. It is easier to write. It is easier to also speak while it is front of you. But the point you go out of your office, and if someone asks that, okay, tell me about Ether, what was the result about Ether? You cannot just read out.
Yeah.
You have to remember those things. Now 200,000 Ether, this Ritsa also. How much percent growth was there in Ritsa? What was the growth before? If not, then you have to find automobile number on reports we have done, no?
Yeah.
You should have that number. You have that number. What was that before? Or it's no, then ask Google, it will give you. Or ask AI, it will give you the numbers.
Okay, sir.
Got it. So now if I want to sum it up, or if I want to tell this news, how will I say? See, I have read this news, but now if someone asks me in the interview, okay, Rishabh, what happened to the Ether? Because the Ether's profit have increased 80%. Ether sales have increased 80%, which was due to an 83,000 volume growth. Now, how much that was that volume growth? That also you have to mention. I think Ether's volume growth was, not it. 89%.
81%.
So 89%. So Ola's revenue grew 89%, which was led by 83,000. Sorry, which was led by 80% growth in volumes, and this volumes and revenue was also led by non-vehicle. What was it? Non-vehicle revenue, such as software subscription. Such as software subscription. You can stop that. The software subscription and after sales services. Okay, so Ola has now expanded its capacity to 1 million unit with a target, which as they're expecting a demand to cater the new demands. Okay, this was the second point. Then they have also expanded 700 stores and 500 service stations in this quarter. The Ola's market share has increased by 15% or increased to 15%, and this was due to the decline in share of Ola Electric. Ether share was 15% because of decline in Ola Electric. The third point, and the fourth point is the losses. Now Ola has recovered its losses. It was they have narrowed the losses from, how much was the number? 500 million to 1.8 billion to 500 million. Okay. हो गया 4 point. वही लिखा तुमने बराबर था. You have written this 4 point. But it should be up and down. So that 4 point should be stuck in your mind. कल रात को भी तुमको पूछूं मैं 12 बजे क्या हुआ था कल घर में. So you should be able to speak up. ज्यादा से ज्यादा you will forget the data points, but you will recollect ना. अच्छा ये मैं भूल गया. So when you read it twice, thrice, you remember the data points. That is how I remember the data points. Because I try to memorize those things कि कहाँ से क्या हुआ है, and I try to speak up from my own memory. in research analyst or to be an analyst, your memory should be sharp enough. It is not that you should have a good memory from your childhood. I was very bad at memorizing things. But when it come about presenting, मतलब मुझे ही present करना तो मुझे पता तो होना चाहिए.
Yeah.
And now, Mayank, if I ask you what was the 10%, do you remember?
Yeah.
नहीं सर, मेरा memory अच्छा नहीं है, मैं भूल गया. ऐसा होता है कभी? Even if you are not a ranker in your school, it doesn't work like that, you know. You have, because you don't feel that it is your company. When if I ask you, Mayank, what was your salary? Do you forget your salary? Do you ever forget your salary? Or do you ever forget that what was the salary I got 2 months back? Or what is the bonus that I got? How we remember that number? So analysts also that you should remember this and then as if it is your company.
It's a story.
इधर तुम्हारी company है. हाँ, इधर like it is your company only. कितना है production करते हैं? 1 लाख production करती है. But the capacity is 1 lakh. 700 service stations है उसके. Then okay बोला हाँ, losses it has from 1.8 billion से 500 crore हो गया अभी. That's a good sign. 5 crores, sorry, not 5 crores, 5 crores. So this is how you should speak up. And Dikke, you should talk it very confidently. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is why I said first write and then try to speak up. Okay. So we'll improve it. No, every time we speak, we'll improve. Yeah, Ritik? Ritik?
Yeah, hi sir.
Take care. Hi.
So should I start with the ITC? ITC acquisition of Century Paper.
Fine.
Okay, so the newsletter, my newsletter is on ITC acquisition of Century Pulp and Papers from Aditya Birla Group. The deal was completed for 35 billion rupees, and it will make ITC the India's largest paper board and paper business. The acquisition will increase the capacity by 50% to 1.5 million metric ton, and it will help in meeting the demands for high quality paper boards and sustainable packaging. Right now, the total contribution of paper business is 8 to 9% for ITC, and this acquisition will help the company to generate more revenue contribution from the paper business. So this is my news.
Okay. About Ritik, why did you select this news?
Because I was aware that everyone will talk about Aether.
No, that's fine. So all भी the news है, inflation का news था, वो क्यों miss किया? पूरा WPI का inflation का news.
तो ये
Why
मेरे
did you
को
miss that?
सबसे पहले यही दिखा साइड में, लेफ्ट साइड में. तो
The reason I ask you is because there is no data point under. This is just an update.
Yes, but I use the data point.
But now the problem is ITC, first of all, we are not tracking. There are no competitors for it that we know. अभी ITC का बड़ा है, so is it good or bad? बाकी लोग का कितना है? And ITC being the largest player in the segment, ITC, the majority of the revenue is coming from the cigarette business, and the growth is coming from the FMCG business.
Yes.
So if you are talking something on the FMCG part, so fine, I will be interested. Not this year. आज ये भी था, फिर ITC का तो ये भी था, ये क्यों नहीं लिखा फिर अभी? मुझे लगा तुम ये बात कर रहे हो. Because of higher taxes. See, here also there's the FMCG segment which contributes 1/5 to the entire business, delivers strong quarter led by dairy, snacks, noodles, sweet. This was a news I would have been interested. That is why I thought इसी के बारे में तुम बोल रहे हो. But तुमने बोला ये बारे में, है ना? वो ITC के बारे में बोला तो फिर never play with the numbers.
Contribute 8 to 9%. As I thought, sir, we should cover it.
So fine. ये तो ITC का दूसरा भी business है that we are bullish FMCG and था news में आज, है ना? So never play with the analysts, है ना? हम सब पढ़ते हैं. FMCG, if you talk about a stock and where I am holding the position, so then I am reading the entire, मतलब मैं newspaper में वो ही पढ़ा था सिर्फ ITC के बारे में, and specifically I focused on the FMCG part because I know this is as it is of no use. Acquisitions हुआ है तो fine, it's a good that you updated, but with that update, why didn't you update the other part? That was my question. Okay.
So I have a question here. जैसे this time the ITC has two news. So as an analyst, what weightage do we give? This one is the acquisition थोड़ा different, but if the equal news, जैसे one side it is acquisition, one side it is taxation. So what weightage and what should be our analysis of that stock in particular?
See, first of all, though, we don't have to analyze the stock, we have to analyze the sector. Okay. Now let's say we are tracking FMG. As I said, I am more ruling on the FMG sector. Now, obviously, the weightage should be given to FMCG, the 20% part that is growing. This is okay because we know. So, if you know, Aniket, this is ITC has the highest market share in this cigarette segment. So, तुम कुछ भी कर लो, कितना भी acquisition कर लो, profitability तो grow होगी, but it will never create value for the company because it's already the market leader in that. So, first of all, that news will not help from a growth perspective. It is okay for a business. It is fine that you are doing acquisition, you are growing. But when you talk about value, how will the value get created? You are already having 90% market share. Why will I give you more value? Well, Aniket, it is like you are already a 95% student. Okay, 100% आएंगे अभी, तुमको 100% आएगा. फिर मैं बोलूंगा नहीं अनिकेत, तुम बोलते हो सर मैं ना बहुत मेहनत कर रहा हूँ 95% आने में. मुझे पता है कि तुम बहुत मेहनत करते हो. Okay, possibility you are the largest player in that. So you are taking more books and तुम और कुछ पढ़ाई कर रहे हो. But when it comes about growth, your growth is done. You are now at the top of everyone. मैं तुम्हारे वो चीज के बारे में बात करके क्या करूं? Let's say if you are an MBA guy, you are a topper in the MBA college. Okay, so क्या बात होती है that you are a topper in the MBA college. So everyone knows ये top ही करेगा इस साल. You know, हमारे भी स्कूल्स में ऐसे. But now when you say ये CFA भी पढ़ रहा है, ध्यान किस पे जाएगा? But it is like that. So it also on what the company, which company you talk about, that also matters a lot. And which sector are you talking about? Where is the growth coming from? So weightage should be given to the growth that is coming from, not what is actually big. If you come and tell tomorrow, sir, the SUV segment of Maruti is increasing, yes, I know it is increasing from last so many years. तुम अलग क्या बता रहे हो? तुम फिर अचानक से बोलो कि सर नहीं उसका sedan segment grow है. हाँ, that's something to look at. Like that.
Sir, do you follow Imami as well?
Imami I follow, but I don't like this talk.
Con call.
Sorry.
Today there was a con call of Imami.
Con call Imami. Yes.
They have changed the presentation style, sir.
I think is sir audible?
I think some connection issue from the side.
Okay. I thought mine was.
Guys, sorry, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure what happened. My system got hanged.
Your
Sorry
video
for
is
it.
still stuck.
I don't know what happened. System actually got hanged. Okay, Ritesh.
Yes, sir. So I have shared the two news was Adha and one more Ether, and I've also shared one. Uh, ec- Hello.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Sorry, Tesh. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So I was saying that I have shared you three news. One was Adani Wilmar, second one was Aether, and one was on economics. So which one would you like me to cover?
Adani Wilmar.
Okay. So the Adani Wilmar's PAT has jumped by 48% to 35 billion. Now, why has this happened? The company posted 7% volume growth in their FMCG sector and 2% volume growth in their oil business. Now, the reason being that even though there is only 2% increase in the edible oil business, the revenue has grown by 15% because of that. The reason being because of the edible oils throughout the country has been increased by 5 to 10%, and they were successfully able to transfer this price increase towards the customer. The second thing, they have shown by 34% to 69 billion, while their profit jumps to 35 billion, which was 48%. This was backed by their cost management. They have and their improved product mix. Now, why has this happened? That they were able to increase their margin was because, if you remember, by the start of this year, there was food deflation. So now that food deflation, their raw material cost was very cheap, and they were able to transmit it in their fundamentals now. So that news, sir.
Okay. Okay, so Adani Wilmar posted a 18% growth, right? Revenue growth, which was led by 7% volume growth. This is how you speak.
No,
Ritesh.
sir. The Adani Wilmar posted 18% volume growth.
No, we have written 7% volume growth and 18% year-on-year revenue growth.
Yes, sir. So
Was it? We need to this new Adani Wilmar. Ah, 18% year-on-year growth. Yeah. And 7% the volume growth. Sorry, my Zoom map is not working. Am I audible? Okay.
yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. So, Ritesh, how you speak is your 18% growth and then 18% was led by 7% volume growth. Now, when you say this, you say such kind of things, why revenue first and volume second? Because when revenue is increased by 18% and volume is 7. So 18 minus 7, that is 11% was exactly the price growth. Okay. This is how we talk about. Okay. Ritesh?
Okay, sir.
Okay. And then what led the volume growth? The food business. The food business led the volume growth with registering an 18%. So again, 22% growth, which led to 18% volume growth. So again, there was a 4% increase in price in the food business,
Yes, sir.
which grew to 17.13 billion company. See, revenue grew to 13.17 billion. Okay, fine. And now the food business drives 9% of its revenue
9%
from the
of the revenue.
food and FMCG. Okay. FMCG up from 8% edible. So what is this now? 9% of its revenue from food and FMCG. Okay. from food, and FMCG up from 8%, edible oil accounted 77. See, now way you have written it, it's very complicated to read. Okay, what have you written is from FMCG up from 8% edible oil. What does it mean?
Sir, so it
The
was
second paragraph, the
before,
second paragraph.
correct. So before they were used to they were contributing around 8% in the revenue. Now they're contributing 9%. The FMCG business, the food and the FMCG business, and
So we
the
don't say like
edible.
that. So,
Yes.
so we don't say that. I told you yesterday what we say. The FMCG now contributes 9% to the revenue, which is up 100 basis point year on year. Because at 9 and 8 get confusion.
Correct.
Correct. So this is how you write it. And then leave. Now see, now edible oil is a next paragraph. Now, so you have to keep a space on that. So now
Okay.
edible oil, so which accounts for 77% is down. So it's down from 79%. No. Edible oil is down 200 basis point to 77%.
Basis point.
And this segment grew 15% year on year, while the volume growth was limited to 2% due to
2%.
West Asia price. So we know that there was a price decrease. So from this news, what do you understand that in food the price have increased and in the edible oil the price have decreased. It was quite obvious. It was due to the West Asia war. Okay. Sorry.
No, sir. Actually, the price in edible oil has
2%. Sorry, the other way around. Sorry. The volume have increased only 2%, but the price have increased 15% because it has led to increase in the, because of the war, the crude oil will increase. Now the question comes, why was the food business up? So in the food business, the volume, the price increase was not that high because it registered a 18% volume growth, whereas the revenue growth was only 22%. So it is just a 4% price increase. So entirely when you say the revenue increase 18%, it was majorly due to the price increase and not the volume growth. So this is actually not a good sign for a Adani's oil business, edible oil business, which contributes around 77%. So what is positive for the, if I want to take positive of this news, that the food business was the outperformer.
Yes.
Okay. Now the company also successfully navigated commodity inflation during the quarter, passing the higher input cost to customers. Okay, this you can end it up. So the company has navigated the commodity cost to the customers, and they have taken a price hike of 5 to 10% on the crude palm oil, and so because of crude palm oil prices and crude prices. इसमें भी higher crude palm oil prices and again crude oil prices. So एक ही बोल दो ना, इतना define क्यों करना है? Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, you need to give this news to me. Yeah. Just समझना चाहिए कि तुम news में क्या कर रहे हो. If I don't understand the news, it means that you have not properly able to speak on. This is how the perception goes to the interviewer. तुम जो बोल रहे हो समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या बोल रहे हो. So when you read the news, it should be like your own company's news. From then you understand that, and then this, so it becomes easy in the interviews then. Always. Okay, Ridesh?
Noted, sir.
Right. Asif? Say what you speak on. Yeah, 3 news. Asif, you there?
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Sir, I'm going with the Bajaj Auto news, sir.
Okay, fine. Even Maruti news is fine. Okay, go with Bajaj Auto. Maruti Suzuki was today's news. It was yesterday's news, no?
Sir, but in today's business line, they have highlighted that they are focusing more on CNG powered vehicles.
Okay.
That's what this news is focused on.
So Asif, always also mention the source where you take the news from. Okay, just for my understanding, where have you taken it from? Okay.
Yes, a business line, page number 12.
Okay, fine. Yeah. What about Bajaj Auto?
Yes, sir. The Bajaj Auto is still the overall market leader in the electric, overall three-wheeler segment. The big thing is the electric three-wheeler registration is up the 84.3% year on year. And there are 87,000 units nearly registered as per Vahan data. For those who don't know what is Vahan, that is a government body that keeps record of the vehicles that are registered in the country. So, so in the last July, there are 87,000 three-wheelers are registered, out of which nearly 50% is electric. The Bajaj Auto is the market leader and continues to be, but there is a shift in the electric segment. Though in ICE segment, the Bajaj Auto dominates. It's in electric segment, Mahindra Electric Mobility, Last Mile Mobility, that is a subsidiary of Mahindra and Mahindra, which is gaining market share continuously. Out of 42,000 units sold registered in July month.
No, Mohammed, Asif, you need to have a structure to it. Okay. Now time's up. You cannot talk so much in an interview. If you are talking a news, what you read in the Bajaj article, I just need a quick update on it with data points. Now now let me ask you questions. Okay, what was the news about, Asif?
It's about Bajaj is retaining its market position while losing its market share in the electric three-wheeler segment.
Bajaj is losing?
Sir, even I have written
Yes,
the
sir.
same news article. So can I also present or should I wait?
1 second, Moksha, let
Okay,
me
okay.
ask Asif. Okay. No,
Sir,
so
in
Asif, what was the news
electric-
about?
Yes, sir. In overall, the three-wheeler registration, the Bajaj Auto retain its market share. But when it comes to electric three-wheeler, Mahindra Last Mile Mobility is gaining the market share. It is a market leader now in the electric three-wheeler.
No, you have said Bajaj Auto retains overall three-wheeler leadership as electric three-wheeler hits 48%, 48.6% of the registration, which is up. No, so it's up 83, 84% year on. What are these two data points? Electric hit 48.6% of dealer registrations.
Sir, out of
What are
all
these?
the vehicles registered in July, 48.6% is electric, and it is the registration are up 84.3% year on year compared to the last July.
See your news. See, news should always be attractive from a positive perspective. Let's say Bajaj is your company. What do you want to talk about positive on the Bajaj? So the Bajaj has now retained its overall leadership, and the registrations are up 84.3% in July. Three-wheeler registrations are up 84.3% in July. Okay, fine. The total three-wheeler in India. So now we talk about the total three-wheeler in India rose for 26%, whereas Bajaj, out of this total two-wheelers, 48.6% contribute to the electric vehicles. Correct? This was the news?
Yes, sir.
Now what is there more to this? See, I will say rather, 1 second, if I read your news. Okay, let Moksh read. 1 second, let come to you, Asif.
Mahindra.
Yeah, Moksh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a second. So I have written about the three-wheeler retail sales for the month of July. The overall three-wheeler registration rose 26% to 87k units, driven by 83% rise in electric three-wheeler sales to 42k units, while the ICE segment fell by 2.6% to 45k units. EV three-wheeler penetration rose to 48% to 42k units, and it could be due to 4 reasons primarily. First was expanding charging infrastructure. Second could be the easier financing. Third is better product availability, and the last is favorable unit economics. Coming to OEM-wise performance, Mahindra and Mahindra electric mobility arm, Mahindra Last Mile Mobility, did a 41% YOY increase to 13k units, and its total out of the total three-wheelers sold, it accounts 95% of three-wheelers are electric three-wheelers. Whereas Bajaj Auto, which was the fastest growing e-three-wheeler company, grew at the rate of 55%, and the total it sold 12k units. However, for Bajaj, only 28% of sales come from the electric segment, whereas the rest comes from the ICE business. Just to conclude, value is rapidly migrating from ICE to EV across the three-wheeler industry, and Mahindra is best positioned because for it 95% of the sales come from electric segment, whereas for Bajaj the sales is Bajaj is facing pressure because while the fast growing three-wheeler segment is cannibalizing its ICE segment sales.
Okay. So I have not understood the news yet. Wait, this was in Business Line. Where was this
Yeah,
news?
it was in Business Line, and it was
So
just about
I will.
yeah.
Sorry. I just ask, what was this news about? Means if I want to take a positive point of it, किसके वजह से positive था ये? महिंद्रा के लिए positive था या
Mahindra
तुम्हारे बजाज के लिए?
Mahindra
Okay.
के लिए.
So retail three e-wheelers you have written three-wheelers EV retail sales surged 84% in July to 2026. Okay.
Right.
Fine. This was the news.
Right.
Asif, right? This was the news that three-wheelers
Yes.
retail sales, electric three-wheelers rose 84.3% in July.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Year on year.
Okay. Now just only talk about electric vehicles. So how much was the total sales
87k
of electric
units.
vehicles?
Sir,
Of electric.
87k.
42K.
Overall
Electric
three-wheeler
vehicles registrations are
was
42,000. 87,000
electric was 40,000.
overall
Huh.
registration,
Got
out
it.
of which
Okay.
42,000. Yeah.
Okay. So this could be written at the start only. Electric three-wheeler sales 84.3% in July to 42,000 units. Okay. Work should be written in the first line only.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Now, electric three-wheelers now contributes how much percent? 48% of the total sales.
Fine.
And this is driven by expanding charging infrastructure, improved product reliability, easier financing, and favorable operating metric. अभी इतना सब लिखने की जरूरत नहीं. It has driven majorly because of expanding in charging infrastructure and improved product reliability. That is the major two part. Okay.
Okay.
So you got 2 points. What was the first one? Everyone, others also listen. The first one, the electric vehicle three-wheeler sales have increased to 84.3%, which stands at 42,000 units. The electric penetration in India has now reached 48.6%. So you have to understand what was it before. Okay, ये भी देख लो कि कितने percent से increase हुआ है. Asif, how much percent it has increased? As the electric penetration have increased, or whatever, let's say the electric penetration has reached 48.6%. It is due to better charging infrastructure, improved product reliability. Now, in this, who has surged? Mahindra's last mile mobility has led a 41% growth to 13,000 units, while three-wheeler EVs account more than 75% of the total. And it accounts almost 75% of its three-wheeler volumes. Okay, I'm coming. Mahindra's last mile mobility sales surged 41.9%, so approximate 42% year on year to 13,000 units. And it contributes, so the electric three-wheelers contributes 95% of the Mahindra's total sales.
Yes, sir.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Done. It's done. Now you come to Bajaj Auto. Bajaj Auto also posts the fastest three-wheeler EV growth at 55% growth, which is approximate 12,000 EV units. On the what you have run, however, EV compromise only 28.3% of total sales. Then you can say that okay, Bajaj. So electric is sub electric की बात करो. When you're talking about electric, because the heading was about electric. So when it over, so Bajaj also grew the fastest. तो ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है कि Bajaj cannibalization हो गया Bajaj में. So now you can talk about the overall.
Conclude. Okay.
So what you can say in the top line where you have written, so the overall three-wheeler registration in India rose 26.4% to 86,000 units. And Bajaj, how much was it? Bajaj sales increased 28.5%. No, sorry.
No, Bajaj sales increased by 55% to 12k units.
12K. So you can say that.
Units.
So 12,000 units. So you can say that now it contributes 28.5% to its total three-wheeler sales. उधर ही हो गया ना लिख दिया. Got it?
Okay.
You have to
Right.
keep a separate paragraph to it. And ठीक है वो cannibalization हो रहा है वो बात अलग है. And then you can say the overall three-wheeler registration has close to 26.4% to 86,000 units. That's it.
Understood.
And Bajaj also. Then you can say if you want to finish it up, Moksha, you can talk about that Bajaj Auto has the sales of Bajaj Auto has been cannibalizing because of this ICE variant dominance of ICE segment in its entire portfolio, which is 73.8%.
Okay.
73.8%. Yeah. So that can be finishing line because it has nothing to do with the EVs. Asif, you know what mistake you had in the news? The news was entirely about electric vehicles. You should talk about electric vehicles, and at the end, then you spoke of which are things which are not relevant. So only two things were not relevant, or it was industry part. That the three-wheeler industry grew at 26%, and Bajaj sales are cannibalizing. That can be actually the conclusion, Moksha.
Okay, sir.
Okay, conclusion हो सकता है.
Okay, okay, sir.
That to sum it up. But now what others have also understood, or what I've understood is that electric sales have increased 84%. Electric penetration stood at around 20. कितना ना?
49% approx.
नहीं, penetration 49 नहीं ना? 49 ना?
49% था, yes.
It's a
Okay. So electric
48.6% वही हो गया.
Okay, 48 point. Yeah. So 48.6. So electric penetration was at 46%. And why has this happened? Because of great charging infrastructure and rapid adoption of the product.
Okay.
That's it. Then there are two parts. So in the Mahindra electric vehicle, 95% of the sales come from three-wheelers, electric three-wheelers. Whereas in Bajaj, only 28% comes from three-wheelers, and that has increased. So Bajaj was the fastest growing with 55%, but only 28% of its sales come from three-wheelers. Bajaj is major dominant into ICE variant. Okay. Itna hi news, it was just 4 points. See how I am able to make this news understand to everyone. It is not because I am a professor, let me tell you. Because I'm a professor, I am not able to speak it properly. It is because it should be told in such a way that analysts, people around you, even a layman should understand what are you talking about. Even a layman, even if you tell this to your parents, you should be able to say that, okay, this is my company. Or I am talking about, sir, क्या हुआ है तो electric में penetration बढ़ गया. And what is the reason for that? It is because of higher adoption. That was the only reason. And in that, Mahindra is 25%, 95%, and Bajaj is growing. So now what the analyst does is, पहला कितना था? Moksha, I will ask you first question, and how much was it before? Now it is 28.5% Bajaj. What was it before? Okay, so you have to find that data. And what was it before? What was the penetration before? Now it has increased or decreased?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this is where the research comes. Okay, Asif, got it? Asif? Be specific to news.
Okay,
Do
sir.
not
Thank you.
go.
I will improve it in the.
Do not.
Yes, sir. I will
So
improve it.
always take your heading. That is why I said, no, heading, bold that heading. Always say that, bold that heading with data points, and the entire news article should be related to that heading.
Okay.
And then if you want to add things which are irrelevant, you can end it. You can end the article rather. Because if you end Moksha, you end it abruptly. You said conclusion, but I was waiting for your conclusion khatam. I thought that.
Achha.
Okay, right.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Most remaining. Jay?
Good evening, sir. So I have written news on Ether. So I was actually not able to read a whole newspaper due to my working. So at morning I actually So let me continue. So the heading is Ether Energy post strong growth as a revenue and losses ceilings. So everyone has everyone had told.
Jay, you know, one second. Jay, you know, even if you're telling it's fine, when I told you, see, when we were talking about in the session on Sunday, your heading should consider data points. When you said strong growth, what do you mean by strong growth? Okay. Always, whenever you start, always start with the data points, because from that data points, I will be more enthusiastic or will listen to you carefully, or else I will not listen to you. As an analyst or as a as a manager, and as an Jay पका रहा है, bore कर रहा है. Strong growth. What do you mean by strong growth?
Okay.
So I don't have to ask that every time. What do you mean by strong growth?
Yeah.
Okay, you can say strong 28% growth. You can say something like that.
Yes,
Always have a
be
data point in the heading.
Yeah, I will be doing it on my next newsletter. So let's
Yeah.
continue with this. It has actually shown a strong growth rate, and the losses have been decreased by 71%. From it was actually 178%, so it went to 151.1 crore. It was really.
Jai, we don't talk in crores, we talk in millions.
Oh, really sorry for that.
Formatting
I
error
will be.
is
I
not
will.
accepted.
I will
तुम
be
ये
in
रॉन्ग
many
लिखो,
sides.
तुम ये लॉन्ग लिखो, मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा, पूरा रॉन्ग लिखो चलेगा. फॉर्मेटिंग में गलत किया देन आई विल शाउट इट. That is not
Okay,
acceptable.
sir. Next time I will keep that in mind. So it has been seen a growth rate nearby 87.2%. It was due to there was a high growth, high sales seen, and
Right?
due to they
Sorry?
have actually high sales has been seen. High number of volume has
ऐसा बोलते
been
हो, ऐसा
number of
ऐसा इंग्लिश
has
बोलते
been.
हो, ऐसा इंग्लिश बोलते हो. हाई सेल्स हैव बीन सीन. देखा तुमने किधर सेल्स किया हो? It goes, it goes with how you speak. That is why English is very important. Look, I'm not saying that it should be, perfect English, but जो बोल रहे हो वो तो बराबर बोलना चाहिए.
Really sorry for that.
Increase in sales, due to increase in sales.
Yeah,
Easily tell that. Trying to complicate things.
growth in volume has been seen, and they have also expanded their stores to tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 cities, and
Tier
there
1 and tier 2 cities. Tier 1
tier
and tier
1
2.
tier
Tier
1
2.
and tier 2 cities,
Okay.
and they have actually launched a new vehicle called Aether Rizza. They are actually focusing on a premium segment, and later on they have shifted to a family. They are targeted to the family scooter, and due to that, the high volume was seen, and that's all, sir. Means, we have.
चलो हिंदी में बात करते हैं. क्या हुआ है इधर के इसमें? क्या पढ़ा है? पेपर है तुम्हारे
So
पास? लिखा है तुमने आर्टिकल?
I have
लिखा है
actually,
ना,
yeah,
मेरे पास
मैंने
दिया है.
लिखा है सर मैंने.
कौन सा पेपर में पढ़ा है?
मैंने मनी कंट्रोल पे पढ़ा था एक्चुअली. मनी
मनी
कंट्रोल
कंट्रोल पेपर नहीं होता है प्लीज.
पे.
मनी कंट्रोल पेपर, दैट न्यूज इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेड. पेपर पढ़ने का टास्क क्यों है तुमको? ये पेपर नहीं. सी क्या, इफ यू डोंट रीड न्यूज़पेपर्स you will never be able to write articles or present something, because
Okay.
our newspapers represent the report writing skills as well. Because तुमको बाद में रिपोर्ट लिखना है. जो तुम बात कर रहे हो वो तुमको किसी को प्रूफ करना है. If you cannot prove what are you saying, because digital new reading is fine. Digital reading is you read when you know everything. जैसे I still don't read a money control. We don't go at money control. We don't go at Yahoo Finance. न्यूज़पेपर इज वैसे आज मेरे पास ये एक न्यूज़पेपर, ये इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स है, ये बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड है ना. द प्रॉब्लम इज इन पुणे यू डोंट गेट मिंट, वरना मैं तो और मुंबई में सब जगह लेके आता हूँ. I possibly never come to Pune if you are in Mumbai, a financial city. You don't get a financial newspaper in Pune, but Financial Express नहीं मिलता. That is the reason. 2-3 दिन से मैं Financial Express मिल रहा है. No, the Pune is developing, but people are not developing in Pune. Problem is that IT is developing, finance is not developing. So, see, Ajay, you have to read newspapers, because if you don't read newspapers, then you will not able to present any article. I know you are busy, fine. 1 घंटा तुमको निकालना ही है Jay, यानी from any hour. At least in the either in the morning. You're working in night shift?
No, my timing is 9:30 to 7 actually.
Morning, ना?
Yeah.
क्या करते हो फिर सुबह उठ के?
SBI बैंक सर. सॉरी, एक्चुअली सुबह उठ के मैं ऐसा कुछ करता नहीं. आपने संडे से जब से क्लासेस लेने को बोला है तब से मैं सुबह उठने लगा हूँ. थोड़ा बहुत मैं पढ़ता हूँ और नोट डाउन भी करता हूँ. मैं जो इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स है.
इंग्लिश में बोलो, जो बोला हो इंग्लिश में बोलो. What do you do in the morning?
So I actually wake up at 6 a.m. and
6 a.m.
at morning.
Okay. What you do?
Yeah, I start reading some of the news on digitally only, and I note some of the points, and I mean, what are the key factors going in that related
You
to the
get up at
news.
6 a.m. One second, you get up at
Yes.
6 a.m. You read news. तुमको
Hmm.
2.5 घंटा लगता है न्यूज पढ़ के लिख के भेजने को. I got your news at 8:15. It takes you 2.5 hours. You just read one news. वो भी गलत.
सर
वो भी डिजिटल.
नहीं एक्चुअली क्या है कि तैयार भी होना
Speak in
पड़ता है
English.
सब. So
You have
I
to get
need
ready.
to get ready for my work. So due to that reason, the timing get changed.
Okay. You know what time I message in the group every day?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. I was awake
मैं भी
at that
तुम्हारे साथ ही
time.
हूँ ना. Awake at that time. What were you doing?
You just message due to the vibration. I woke up and I saw your message.
You need to upgrade it, or else this is not how you perform in investment banking. मतलब I think everyone is a part of my team. So if everyone is a part of the team, I feel that everyone should make money, because if you are not performing well, I will not make money, and if I will not make money, you will also not make money. ये याद रखो. So at the end, if you cannot help me make money, ये समझ लो you are not making money. मेरा जो करना था हो गया जिंदगी में. Yeah. Now it is up to you. That the more what do you say? The more lazy you become, it will impact you. You have to also improve on your communication, Jay.
Yes.
So it improves while reading newspapers. You have to use different words. You have to write those different words. Whatever is their price. Sales have seen नहीं होता है. जो है वैसा लिखो ना पेपर में. Why are you using your own words? I learned English by reading newspapers every day, because the news hike, pricing hike, price hike, sales surge, sales declined. मुझे भी नहीं आने का इंग्लिश. I belong to a convent school, but मेरा हम लोग हिंदी में बात करने का. हम लोग इंग्लिश क्लास में भी हिंदी में बात करने का. So I am not very good at English, but I improved. Why? Because of reading newspapers. You read 2-3 articles, just read articles and take the words which are important. Increase, decrease, rose, say, then hike, and then what और भी बहुत कुछ है. आज पेपर में बहुत कुछ था. Then it was reported, something like reported. Speak something like that. Continue to outpace production. These are new words. Increase production नहीं, outpace the production. See why? अभी मैं इंग्लिश टीचर नहीं हूँ. तुमको वर्ड सिखाओ. Okay. Even it will help in your job, na, wherever you are working. It will also help while talking to clients, because investment banking is talking to clients. And in talking to clients, even if the client is in Hindi, even if you stay in India and Hindi is the preferred language, first you have to start a conversation in English. Then once you get comfortable, फिर हिंदी में बात करो. Start if you say, sir, I can speak in Hindi, so that is not acceptable. It shows that you are not fit for IB roles. And when you work in an MNC, example in CRISIL, I was there in CRISIL. I was talking with Chinese people. उनको इंग्लिश भी नहीं आने का बराबर. हमारे इंग्लिश खराब, उनको क्या समझने वाला. So you have to be good at speaking, public speaking.
Sir,
Yeah,
if I
Shubhi?
could,
Sorry.
if I could just
Sorry.
present the Dabur news very quickly.
Yeah, sure. Shubhi, have you sent me?
Yeah, I have, sir.
Yeah, okay. I haven't received. Which number you sent?
Sir, so I haven't,
Just
I don't know, I
messaged you.
think before they had mentioned a phone number I had sent on that. I could just forward you right now that. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So, good evening, everyone. So I'll quickly talk about the Dabur news. So FSSAI, after many prior notices to Dabur, has now directed Dabur to hold the sale of several products which have the labeling of 100% natural or 100% pure.
Shubhi, no, you have to converse it. You are reading it.
No, sir, I'm not reading
FSI
it.
order. Okay,
Sir,
go
I
ahead.
can switch
Acha,
my
what is the news? Okay, what is the news? Please switch on. What is the news about Shubhi?
Yeah, so sir, after serving many notices to Dabur, FSSAI has finally directed Dabur to stop selling these products which have labeling like 100% natural or 100% organic. All of
Stop. Now, okay, they have stopped because their FSI has stopped Dabur from selling products because they have labeled as 100% organic.
yeah.
Now,
Okay, so according to FSSAI, these claims are quite unverifiable and very ambiguous. So therefore, it can be misleading to the consumers. There's also a huge compliance issue that has been noted by FSSAI, as some products have logos of Jaivik Bharat logo without the FSSAI's approval. This directly hits the credibility of the Dabur. Um, Also, Dabur's health and wellness segment contributes about 24% of their overall sales, second highest to their home and personal care segment, and grew about 5.5% in Q1 FY27. Market reacted to this news, and the share price of Dabur fell by about 3.79% today.
okay, fine. So there was just an update on this news. Shubhi, this I think fine, it's an update, but you should also look at other news as well.
Yeah, I'll do
Because
that.
there was no data point here. Because there's no data point in this news, it cannot be used in your analysis going ahead.
Yeah, I'll
This is an
do
update.
that.
It's fine. No issues with the news. And Shubhi, you should not write so much. I have told you
Okay.
not it in your mobile phone. It should not go about 3 lines. Okay. In my
Okay.
mobile phone, like it is going almost like 4, 5, 6 lines without any data points. If you have
Sure.
data points, I'm okay with 10 lines also. But you don't get that.
Sure, I'll do that.
3 lines, that's max. 3 lines, that's max. If you cut short it and leave a space, always when you send it, leave a space after a paragraph. Okay.
I think while speaking, it's fine. So I'll just work on the written part also.
So no, when you open the camera, you spoke it well. When you were not,
Okay.
you were reading only. I know that. You cannot, because I know now you cannot speak so fast. I know that.
Okay.
If you're speaking so fast, you must be a good analyst then.
One day. Okay, sir.
No, when
We'll
you
take note.
what happens when you speak so fast now, the person listening to you should understand now you are good at answer, you are good at speaking, but I should understand now what are you speaking. If I'm not
Definitely.
understanding, I'm saying I'm very good at English. I'm very bad at English, and you are very good. But if you keep on speaking so fast, if I don't understand, then what is the point of your good English? It should always be a two-way communication.
Definitely. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Niket. Niket, you want
Sir,
to ask something?
yeah, on the point, like, can we connect, as you said, it should not go beyond the scope of 6 to 12 months. But there was a news last year also when the Patanjali, Saffola and all, they made up something ki we are pure on the honey thing. So can we connect the
Yes.
back and
Yes,
then
we can.
develop a like pattern ki the credibility hits, the market reacts, something like that.
Yes, you can connect it. There was last. That is what is analysis. That is what the ground research is all about. Okay, that you have seen it outside. That there was something even Patanjali have said that it has impacted the stock as well.
But there is
So it would have.
a scope of time in between. You cannot go beyond this.
No, it is not scope of time. I would say you have to also be forward-looking. Abhi to ho gaya na. So it can also be that Patanjali also had faced the same kind of issue. And just stop it saying that. Last year, something like that.
But we can include it in 1 or 2 lines.
Include 1 or 2. Yes. You can say like, no sir, even Patanjali, when you conclude the Dabur news, you can say, sir, Patanjali also has this kind of issues when they had reported that they are showing 100% sugar free or whatever. But that was 1 year back, so that's fine. So your research, ideally, this news was just an update why the stock was down. Okay, there was nothing else apart from that. Why the stock was down? Because FSSAI put a 100% ban on Dabur products because they are misleading the consumers. If I want to stake to my fund manager, this was the only news. So Dabur was down 5% today because FSSAI has put a ban on their products, which says that there is 100% organic products, which is fake. Because that's it. हो गया नहीं और कुछ भी नहीं है उसमें. फिर why you want to put over वो apple cider ये है वो है ऐसा है वैसा है. No point talking on all those things. Okay.
And sir, do you think we missed on any news that you highlighted?
So you guys have missed on the FMCG party. कल से आ रहा था that in the newspaper on Economic Times, how cheaper bites are hurting food delivery duopoly. So there is a lot of FMCG news which is coming up. There is Raksha Bandhan also, which is the festive season, which is starting with Raksha Bandhan on 28th August. Then there is 15th August also, 15th August, 28th August. Then there is Navratri, then there is Diwali. So these quick commerce players are um, there's a lot of competition against this quick commerce. So Zomato and Flipkart, so Zomato and Swiggy to hai. There is Flipkart which is coming up, which is Amazon which is coming up. There's an app which is starting in Hyderabad. So what has happened is that because this all players are doing a 10-minute delivery, they want their shelf to be full enough. So what are they doing? They are telling the FMCG companies to give the product very quickly. They don't want it to wait the production and then they come on the shelf, because if their shelf is empty, they lose on the market share or maybe on the sales. Because let's say if I order a Pepsi from you, let's say you are Zomato, and the Pepsi is not available, because the volumes are so high that Pepsi has been sold very quickly from Zomato. So these things are happening and FMCG companies are forced to make more production. So that is a good sign from an FMCG point of view. जो Zomato, Swiggy, Zepto वो सब लॉस ही कर रहे हैं, वो लोग तो एक दूसरे को market share खा लेंगे, they will have losses and all. But in that all, FMCG is growing. That is what is happening. And if you see, Swiggy ka stock is growing a lot from the last 2-3 months. Not 2-3 months, 1 month rather. The stock is going up. I have it in my portfolio. It is down 40-45% from its peak, from where I purchased. But now it has come to 20%. The stock is almost up 20% from last 1-2 months. Because
Maybe
of
it
this
is
increase in
reaction
quick
of
commerce.
toying or something.
Toying also, huh? So they have also mentioned about toying that now the customers, so everyone, this Amazon, Flipkart are saying that they will remove all the your food delivery fees. They will reduce the commission to 0%. They will only work on the delivery fees. Whereas Swiggy and Zomato are working at 20-25% commission from the hotels. That is, they have created a lot of backlash during this month. So people were boycotting Swiggy and Zomato. If you have read the news, in some states they have boycotted. So now they are also coming with a Toying, as Ankit mentioned. Toying is one of their platform. Even Blinkit has one of its platform. I forgot it. And the Only and Flipkart Minutes. Flipkart Minutes are playing on zero commissions. So this is leading to increase in quick commerce. So ये कल भी था ये news. कल I forgot yesterday, but this news was also yesterday that quick commerce is growing in India. And so Tata Consumers MD has said that this is what I'm telling today, that the shelf life is too small for this product, and they want to increase the shelf life. Now what happens? Usually it used to take 12 months for any product to get launched. Let's say if Tata Consumers coming up with a product, it might take 3 months for them to test the market, whether that product is good or not. But now what is happening? So when the product is good or not, then the product get matured. So it takes 12 months to reach nationwide. Now, because of this reach of Zomato and Swiggy, they are like, we cannot wait 12 months. If your product is doing good, we want it everywhere. Now, how to increase the production? That is where FMCG players are lagging behind. So one which is having a good production capacity will grow in the coming months, in the coming quarters rather. So quick, we should have a look at the numbers of FMCG, quarterly numbers, volume numbers, specifically the volume numbers, not the revenue numbers. Like how we said, the coal price oil was just 2%. So that is not a good sign. But the food business was up 18%. Volumes were up 18%. That is a sign that the food business is growing. And Swiggy, Zomato are playing a big part in that, in this segment, this FMCG segment. तो ये हो गया 2-3 दिन में आया, 1-2 दिन आया था न्यूज में. That is why I am bullish on the FMCG. And as thoda, it was more about the festive season that they're talking about. The companies are getting ready for the festive season. Okay.
Yes, sir.
और
Sir,
कुछ
you
नहीं
missed
था.
one market related news.
Which one, sorry?
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, that is related to market related, not for the sector. That SEBI has implemented closing auctions scheme.
I understand. We spoke yesterday,
Yeah, that-
Rajashekar. We spoke yesterday. We spoke yesterday about that.
Okay.
Manan spoke.
Okay.
Manan spoke about it.
Okay.
That because of that, there was some mispricing. Today also there was a mispricing. The last 15 minutes, the stock was up. The Nifty was up almost 200 points.
Yeah.
So there are more arbitrage position now. Thoda.
So it is happening. ठीक है, मतलब that is nothing to worry about, मतलब nothing on the fundamental side. Who trade उनके लिए है वो. They should know that what is happening. और कुछ नहीं था. This was the only thing that I come across. Okay, guys. So thank you. So see, a lot of things get while reading newspapers, we also understand so many things, and it will help us in our analysis going ahead. These numbers which we talk about now, it's very, very important. Because I specifically said कि तुमको numbers ना, you should also tell it to others. Because ये तुमको नहीं तो बात. Because when you are confident of speaking to others, you are confident on your own. कल इंटरव्यू में जाओगे सिर्फ पेपर में क्या पढ़ा, तो पेपर में सिर्फ न्यूज नहीं पढ़ा. ये को डेटा पॉइंट, दिस डेटा पॉइंट्स आर चेंजिंग. बजाज के पहले इतने थे, अभी इतना ई-व्हीलर्स बिक रहा है. महिंद्रा इज सेलिंग द हाईएस्ट. So in that news, if I talk about Moksha, in that news, Mahindra is now at a market rate. 95% is coming from three-wheelers. So yes, if three-wheeler segment is growing, Mahindra will have a good run. Bajaj will not. But Bajaj, what is happening is the cannibalizing happening more. Number से दिख नहीं रहा.
But sir, in the overall sales number in the registration, we can clearly see that while the three-wheeler sales has increased by 26%, it's only because of the electric three-wheelers, while the ICE variant has fell by 2.6%. So from that, we can see that ICE segment is falling while the electric segment is rising. And in electric, it's only Mahindra which has the 95% of its revenue coming from electric segment. And for Bajaj, since ICE, they have around 75% market share in the ICE segment. So that's why I was saying that whatever sales they were doing in ICE will be cannibalized because of the electric three-wheeler sales.
So here now, what I will just talk from my experience, Bajaj has 90% market share in in two-wheelers, in three-wheelers, in 95 rather. 95 market share in ICE variant. Okay. Now, where is the Bajaj growth coming from? Now, cannibalization is just 2%, but the electric is a 55%. You see, ideally, Bajaj's revenue has actually increased because of electric three-wheelers. Market is increasing. Cannibalization इतना नहीं हो रहा है. Got it? हो रहा है. Now, just cover units. What is the units that is calibrating? Because percentage we cannot know that much. What are the units that is calibrating? Because whatever the growth has happened, 26% growth जो हुआ है market में, it is because of Bajaj. There's only Bajaj. There's no other player in the market. So that is also growing.
Okay, sir. Rather than looking at a percentage number, we should look at from a units point of view. That overall I is also growing.
Yeah. So yeah, because the person you cannot say that the 2.6% गिरा है मतलब गिरा है. मतलब मैं बोलता हूँ कि तुम्हारा सेल्स 10,000 था, वो 2,000 से गिरा है, पर तुम्हारे ईवी के सेल्स 5,000 से बढ़े, तो इनफैक्ट नेट इज 3,000 have increased, no?
Yes.
तो वो हो रहा है बजाज में. That is happening in Bajaj, and that is why वो stock में, I think so, movement is coming. Because electric का भी पाई बढ़ रहा है. There are people who are buying more electric vehicles, and two-wheelers जो buy कर रहे हैं वो buy कर ही रहे हैं. Because in city like Mumbai, I keep on asking, Moksh, where are you from?
I'm from Chhattisgarh.
Okay. So in Mumbai, I always ask these people, why are you not buying this electric EV? ये पढ़ता हूँ ना news. They're like, sir, महंगा है. The answer was, sir, महंगा है. And what is the problem with electric EV is, it has a only life of 8 years, battery life. No, warranty is only of 8 years. Whereas the CNG variant of Bajaj, ICE variant, doesn't have a warranty, but doesn't have a life. जब तक चल रहा है चलता है. 15 years to minimum, then they have to again renew it. तो वो 15 years still it is double ना, 8 से double हो गया. That is the reason वो ICE variant कम नहीं होगा. But what happens?
Yeah.
थोड़े pockets में electric vehicles is growing. थोड़े pockets में wherever people, rich people or rich people, or maybe those who are. So who is buying that rickshaw, auto rickshaw? Usually what happens in auto rickshaw? वो जो auto rickshaw चलाने वाला है उसका गाड़ी नहीं होता है कभी. It is always owner is someone different who has 3-4 guys. So those people are not trying EVs. Okay. So this is what is happening in the industry. So that pie is increasing. वो अलग ही pie बढ़ रहा है market में.
Understood. So I was just speaking from one of my friend runs a dealership of this three-wheeler. So there are two kinds of three-wheelers. One is the L3 segment, and there is L5. In L3, it's the e-rickshaw or the e-cart which we see which has a lower load bearing capacity, and it usually comes around 1.5 lakh rupees. Whereas the L5 segment load bearing capacity is much higher. It's like a proper auto which we see, but the electric version, and the price is usually around 3.5 lakh to 4 lakh rupees. So when I was asking him about this, he told me that the lead acid battery is being used in L3 segment for the cheaper total cost, because the entire rickshaw is costing just 1.5 lakh rupees, and the speed is also less. So in L3 the speed is capped at around 25-30 depending upon the OEM, but the speed is 25 to 30 kilometers per hour. And whereas in L5 the battery which they are using is lithium ion battery, and if I talk specifically about Mahindra, they are giving a 8 years of warranty, which you told, of 1.5 lakh kilometers. And what he was trying to say is that in L5 segment, in the auto rickshaw segment, thus for a normal driver, it's much more economical to run an electric rickshaw, because the total cost of running for the same distance is less than 40-50% less as compared to the ICE variant. And then he was showing me some NBFC names that they are financing these rickshaws, so they don't even have to pay upfront that 3.5 or 4 lakh rupees, whatever it is, and the cost is almost similar. So I agree that maybe 10% or 15% higher for EV, but then that 10% is being compensated by a 40 to 50% lower running cost, and that too for next 8 to 10 years. And still 8 years the OEM is also guaranteeing that if anything happens to battery, we will replace it, or we will do it free of cost. So that's why I was saying that electric segment is something in specifically L5 I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, in the auto rickshaw. And Mahindra is also, so for Mahindra, the 4 years back in 2022, the market share was 12%, and a couple of days back they raised the funding, and at that time they disclosed that the market share has risen from 12% to 40%. So they have also capitalized on this trend.
Yes. Yes, Mahindra has, in North you see a lot of Mahindra,
Yes.
specifically North towards Gujarat, Rajasthan, that side.
And in fact, the
Now, why-
brand equity of Mahindra is such that people are more open to buy a Mahindra or a Bajaj rather than some new player, because they feel that if something happens to my rickshaw or battery, these are the old guys which have been there for years, so they will help us replace in maybe next 6 years, 7 years, whenever it happens. So that is also one of the modes which I feel this business has.
Mahindra has, yes. Mahindra too has. But because what happened, Mahindra is a part of M&M. The M&M में tractors आता है, cars आते हैं, commercial vehicles are. Out of that is hardly contributes, 2-3-wheeler hardly contributes to its entire revenue.
Right.
Even if it's growing at 10%, 20%, उसका कुछ revenue, मतलब it will not impact its major revenue. That is the
Agreed.
problem with Mahindra.
Yes,
That
it's a
is-
holding
but
company.
yeah,
ultimately. Yeah.
That's what. So Bajaj, why I like is because some different pie is growing. I am not sure which pie. जो आइस ले रहे हैं वो आइस तो ले ही रहा है, बट जिनको इलेक्ट्रिक पे जा रहा है, as you rightly mentioned कि सस्ता मिल रहा है, ये मिल रहा है. See now, practically I will tell you, Moksha, in city like Mumbai, Pune, रिक्शा चलाने वाले कोई घर पे नहीं रहते. Okay, they don't stay in a flat or a bungalow. Okay, they stay in a local I will say slum area. हाँ, local slum area. उस स्लम एरिया में उनको घर पे लाइट नहीं मिलते, उनका रिक्शा कैसे चार्ज करने वाले. तो ये कर रहे हैं. There are pockets है इंडिया में where it is growing. So what is that? Bajaj is also gathering those markets. जो market में है उधर available है. But cities like Mumbai, Pune or metro cities में it is very difficult because it is very difficult to say. But actually in tier 2, tier 3 cities, actually if you stay even in a tier 3 cities, so they usually have a house because वो गांव की जमीन होती है, something like that. But then वहाँ पे क्या होता है ना, in those cities replacement demand नहीं आती. There's no replacement. Let's say in your state, okay, Chhattisgarh, it's a small city compared to other cities in India. तुम्हारे यहाँ पे ऐसे कितने लोग हैं जो रिक्शा से जाते हैं? No, how can they afford it? पहले तो वही affordability के प्रॉब्लम होते हैं. Affordability कहाँ पे होती है? In cities, metro cities. Even in Pune, रिक्शा का इतना कम है. You don't get rickshaws whenever you go out. It's very rare to see a rickshaw in Pune. Whereas Mumbai में है, there is Delhi में है. You go to Hyderabad में भी the same problem. Few है. So why would someone take an electric? So some pockets are growing in India. I will agree that, but not overall.
Understood.
Yeah, I did this research, the ground research. मेरा वही था एज योर कंसर्न कि फ्लोर कॉस्ट कम है, पैसा महिंद्रा दे रहा है या बजाज दे रहा है, तो लोग इलेक्ट्रिक रिक्शा क्यों नहीं ले रहे? Why are they not buying electric rickshaw? I was also thinking from a business point of view. तो मैंने जाके पूछा रिक्शा वाले कि भाई तू क्यों नहीं ले रहा है? I go and ask anyone. I randomly ask to any rickshaw guy. And why are you not buying electric? सस्ता पड़ेगा तुमको. Even that day I was asking the Ola guy. अरे तुमने वो इलेक्ट्रिक गाड़ी क्यों नहीं ली? तुम ये CNG, he was driving Desire CNG. ऐसे ये CNG क्यों चला, इलेक्ट्रिक क्यों नहीं ली? तो सर मैंने दो महीने में 2 लाख किलोमीटर चलाया. I said बाबरे तू भाई इलेक्ट्रिक चलाए मत, वाट लगा देगा 2 महीने में. Like that. तो ऐसे किधर क्या बोलते हैं? मैं पूरा मुंबई I have traveled entire from north to south 2 बार. 2 lakh kilometers in 2 months. Because he said my car was like 6 months old. So कितना किलोमीटर चला? 2 lakh kilometers. So crazy. So 2 lakh kilometers. You cannot drive on EV, no? You cannot have that EV. And now what happens? He has, and Maruti, भाई कुछ नहीं होगा मारुति, कुछ भी कर लो, किधर भी सर, पूरे दुनिया में किधर भी parts मिलते हैं. And now usually when you take an Ola Uber, see they also usually they earn when they have a long trips. Okay. Intercity trips में they earn more. Intercity trips तुम Ola तुम EV में कर ही नहीं पाओगे. क्या करोगे cost economy करके? कितना ही sales होगा तुम्हारा? तुम बोलोगे नहीं कॉस्ट बचाने के लिए मैं EV लूंगा. बाद में पता चलता है तुम्हारा सेल्स ही उतना नहीं हो रहा है, कॉस्ट निकले उतना. फिर तुम्हारे पास पता नहीं. तो ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया में अभी तक. तब तक चार्जिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं डेवलप होता है.
In metros, it's a major problem because either passenger vehicle or a three-wheeler, you are correct that charging infrastructure and having that facility in your home is it's sort of a luxury for metro cities.
Luxury, हाँ.
Yeah.
So buying an EV is also luxury. कि भाई तुम्हारे बहुत बहुत पैसा है वो उड़ाना है तो हाँ EV ले सकते हैं.
Right, but
ऐसे ही है वो luxury.
yeah.
It's a luxury buy.
Yeah.
It's not a practical buy in India.
Understood.
पहले फोकट बोलते हैं. I had gone it. मैंने भी ये किया था. When I was doing a EV की बात कर रहे हैं, I went to Tata Nexon to buy a Tata Nexon because I wanted to buy a second car. The Tata Nexon electric variant cost at 19 lakhs, whereas the Tata Nexon normal variant, top end variant comes at 12 to 15 lakhs, 12 to 13 lakhs.
Yes.
Now I am paying some 5 to 7 lakhs extra upfront. Okay. तुम बोलते नहीं सर आपको अपफ्रंट पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं, आपको लोन मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, ये तुम्हारी बात. लोन तो 17 लाख का ही ना, बट है तो मेरे को तो भरना है वापस. Now 7 lakh upfront payment. I just back calculated मैं कितना किलोमीटर गाड़ी चलाता हूँ ऐसा दिन में. If I drive hardly 50 kilometers going office and back. Sometimes I go to Mumbai, Pune. So I realized that over the year over the month I only travel around 1,000 kilometers. So the cost economy does the 1,000 kilometers कितना पेट्रोल लगे? Balena. So I bought a Maruti car. Okay, a Maruti car which gives a mileage of 15 kilometers. Highway पे गया तो 20 भी देता है. तो मैंने कैलकुलेट किया 15 kilometers for 1,000. So I just calculated 1,000 divided by 50. So I will get 66 liter of petrol. 60 मैंने पकड़ा. 60 into 100 rupees was the petrol price. कितना हुआ? 6,000. 7,500 रुपए. Sorry, 6,000. 600 into 60 into 600. That is 6,600 rupees.
Yes.
So 7,000 रुपया मेरे महीने का खर्चा है. 7,000 into 12. 64,000. इतना मेरा खर्चा है. और मैं कितना भर रहा हूँ अपफ्रंट?
7 lakhs. Yes.
And warranty सिर्फ 8 साल की है. 8 साल के बाद you never know what will happen to the car.
And for that also you have to pay extra 1.5 lakhs for the extended warranty.
Extended warranty. So 1 lakh भी. So if I divide the 7 lakhs, if I divide by 8 years, फिर भी it is like I have to spend 1 lakh on petrol.
Right.
So 1 lakh और ऊपर से upfront. मैं stock market में डालूँ वो 15% पे ऐसे grow होगा. So why I require an EV? So it is like if you drive so much, then it is makes a sense to buy an EV.
Right.
And इतना being in Mumbai, you don't drive 100,000 kilometers, मर जाओगे ड्राइव करोगे मुंबई में 1000 किलोमीटर.
Okay, but
दिन का 100 किलोमीटर पूरा दिन खत्म हो जाएगा तुम्हारा मुंबई में.
Okay, let me just give you a tier 2 or a tier 3 city perspective. So here EV is you will see a lot of EVs in road, and right now people are much more concerned about the E20 thing. So they are saying that even if I buy maybe a petrol vehicle today, the cost is less, but we are not sure that maybe 2 years down the line I will start facing engine problems because the government has now pushed E30 and there is no option to buy E20 or a E25, whatever compliant vehicle is. So because of that whole thing, the sentiment has shifted towards EV, while the math does not, which you clearly said. But because of that sentiment push or a fear that if a war starts or if something happens and government keep on just blending, raising the blend to E20 from E25, E30, then what happens? Because even today there was some news, I don't know remember where I read it, but SIAM has returned to the ministry saying that there are a lot of problems. They have to replace a lot of parts because of this E20, and then the ministry called the oil marketing companies to understand why it's happening. Is there any contamination or whatever the reason? So because of this E20, people are more afraid that if I invest, let's say 12 lakh rupees, and down the line, maybe 3 years after that, if petrol blend raises to E30, then what happens? Then my entire 12 lakh is wasted. So rather I should invest maybe a 3-4 lakh rupees extra, get some benefit, and while doing so, at least ensure that my vehicle is there for next 10 years or 15 years. So I think from a tier 2 or tier 3 city perspective, since charging infrastructure is not a problem here, everyone has a house and electricity connection. So people here are preferring EV for that particular reason.
Yeah, that is what that is why the electric two-wheeler sales have surged because of this problem.
Yes.
At least four-wheeler is not that practical still, but two-wheeler is still practical. You don't go interstate for two-wheeler. Two-wheeler, specifically scooters.
Right. And that is one of the reasons why Ather is also doing so well.
Yes, that is the reason. That was the main my investment perspective of buying Ather as well as Hero.
Yes. Hero, the problem I feel is the capacity. Right now, VIDA only has 15,000 units, whereas although they are raising it continuously, and by the end of this quarter, they are saying that it will be more than 25,000 units. But still, if the pie is 5 lakh units, and out of that you only have 25,000, so that just shows the kind of numbers which they can push. And moreover,
so again, Hero.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that. So Hero primarily sells the entry or the commuter level bikes, which are primarily sold in states like Chhattisgarh, Odisha, or low income states in general. But here also people are now preferring a more 125cc variant or a better cc, better features bike, rather than just having the practicality of low fuel efficiency, low cc bike for better fuel efficiency and low cost of ownership because of easier financing. So Hero, the major 80-90% of their sales, which is the entry or the commuter segment, that segment is something which even I don't understand how it will going to grow. The rest remaining 10%, they are doing all sorts of things. They are focusing on exports, trying to sell the spare parts, even focusing on this VIDA brand, trying to bring the premium CC range bikes, everything. But that's just 10 to 15% of the overall pie. And even that 15% shoots to 20-25%, it will not have a major impact on the ultimately EPS. And that too, it's on the investment phase right now, not even a profitable thing for them.
So Hero is, so I will tell you what was my thesis. Now Hero majorly has, as you rightly mentioned, that 100-110 segment which will not grow.
Yes.
So my thesis is, even if it doesn't grow, even if it stays stagnant. Now, if you have seen the recent matches of India-England or India-Ireland, which happened, you see Hero was continuously promoting its new 200cc bikes. They have come up with 2 to 3 new. They have also mentioned that they will come up with 7 new models in the 200cc segment, the segment that you're talking about. Okay, 125 they have already come with, Glamour and all, and they have also come with Xpulse and the Extreme 125, 150, 200. So they are coming up with this kind of range. So the one point that you are talking about, growth is coming from the premium segment, 150cc segment. So Hero is coming under that. Hero is coming up as a tie-up with Harley Davidson. They are also coming with 7 new launches. Harley Davidson, which is growing because people are not preferring Bullet much. People want something new because Bullet abhi sabke paas ho gaya, 95% market share. So the growth is coming from there. And the third tailwind is about the electric two-wheelers. So my perspective is, I don't want Hero 100cc to grow. अगर वो stagnant भी हुआ then also Hero will EPS will increase. If वो एक ही stagnant होता है गिरेगा तो problem. But if it's stagnant, I am okay. I don't want the growth in that. As per my business model.
Understood.
That is why I'm bullish on Hero.
Right. So I was just tracking the stock price movement only and reading newspaper. So if you see in May, they started talking about El Nino effect and how the rainfall is going to be in a deficit. And the consensus estimate of the market was that if rainfall is going to be in deficit, then Hero will face big problem because their 80-90% of buyer are farmers and all those people. Yes, low income group, right? So Hero stock price crashed, substantially crashed, maybe like 10-15% fall from May to June end, right? Maybe June 20 or June 25, whatever. Then after that, the rainfall started and there was somewhere excess rainfall, sort of a flood situation. Even right now, because of the El Nino, the rainfall is patchy, but still for a lot of states, it is sufficient. So when the rainfall started to increase, the stock increased
So
by
start starting
10-15%.
yes.
Yes. So it was
Correct,
just a
correct.
play on the rainfall, that if rainfall is falling, then you just need to short, and if it is rising, then you need to increase your position. So I feel Hero market is also just pricing it for the 80-90% segment of entry or a commuter, whereas they also have a stake in Ather and Hero FinCorp, but that segment is not even reflected in the price, I feel.
That's fine. You are totally right that rainfall deficit has decreased, and so that's what I'm saying. Even if it doesn't grow, I am okay with it. I want its other segment to fire. So I'm
Understood.
just bullish on that. And I think that looking at you only said 150 is growing. Yeah,
Right.
so I feel it. So I feel Hero should grow in that. But
But-
again, depends.
Yeah, but
Is
rather
it good
than
of Hero?
since the premium segment is going and the scooters are growing, TVS is a clear winner there because they have the right set
TVS
of products. And as long as the
Yes.
growths keep on coming, even if the valuation is high, it sort of justifies it on the peg basis that since the growth is 40%, even if the stock trade at a 60 multiple, you can clearly justify it. So
Yeah, TVS system. Yeah, it is like an evergreen stock. Problem is that सबको ही पता है वो बढ़ने वाला है. Analysis क्या क्या problem? Everyone is talking about TVS. And no one will listen to you or TVS in the interview. The problem है. मेरा भी कोई सुन लेता नहीं. ये सभी चल रहा है, चल ही रहा है.
So
Even when I was tracking same था, it is like TVS has the same trajectory from last 7 years.
yes, they invested a lot in R&D in 2011, which Hero started doing after 2018. So, yeah.
Okay, मोक्षी will have.
Sir, last thing,
हाँ.
we can
हाँ.
talk over this much, but I'm finding a conflict in the type of research because when I used to do trades like day-to-day trading, I used to follow this key from bottom to up. But now I follow the EIC method, that is Economy Industry Company. But the daily newsletters and all mainly focus on the company to company basis. There are major like macro news in the newspapers, but as if you have given us the sectoral allocations like portfolio allocations. So what are we supposed to do with that? Like what am I supposed to do with that? Because I mainly prefer key basically dated back to May when there was installation of 8.78 gigawatt of nuclear energy, and that is aimed to with the Shanti Act ki 100 gigawatts. There was major like movement in stocks like MTAR and Zen Technologies, etc. So I go from macro to micro. But from what we are doing right now is like bottom to top.
No, we are not doing bottom to top. We are, see now, usually when you go for research roles, no one will listen to you. Whatever trading you have done, whatever money you had made in trading, you say, मेरा stock 10 रुपए का था, 100 रुपए हो गया. That is not what is research. कि तुमने पैसा कमाया. Research is about understanding the businesses. So we are now understanding the business models and where is the growth coming in those sectors. Either growth or either the cost is declining. So हमको सिर्फ इतना ही फाइंड करना है कि ये अगर तुम्हारी कंपनी, तुमको सिर्फ कंपनीज यू हैव टू ट्रैक इट. यू डोंट हैव टू से दैट सर ये बढ़ेगा वो कम होगा. व्हेन यू से ये बढ़ेगा, इट इज नॉट बढ़ेगा. ईपीएस कितने से बढ़ेगा, सेल्स कितने से बढ़ेगा. स्टॉक प्राइस इज नेवर व्हाट यू टॉक अबाउट. व्हेन यू से डेटा सेंटर है, ये तुमको पता है कितने का आता है, व्हाट इज द प्राइस ऑफ इट, क्यों बढ़ा वो स्टॉक. स्टॉक मूवमेंट जो हुआ तो ऑब्वियसली सेल्स बढ़ा हो। सेल्स कितने परसेंट से बढ़ा, कैसे बढ़ा सेल्स, किसने खरीदा, हु आर द बायर्स और हु आर द कमिंग बायर्स, तो ये तुमको पता नहीं है उसमें। दैट इज वाई वो सेक्टर स्टार्ट करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट, B2B ट्रैक करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है। जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी सेक्टर है, TCS है, तो ग्रोथ आया, कहाँ से आया ग्रोथ, कौन बाय कर रहा है, वो तक तुमको पता भी है क्लाइंट्स कौन है TCS के। So you cannot be a analyst by just by understanding the stock price. You can be right on it. You can also make money on it. मैं नहीं बोल रहा कि तुम गलत, but you don't have to talk about money because कल उठ के तुम ऐसे लोगों से बात करोगे जिनके पास 1000 करोड़ वो एक स्टॉक में इन्वेस्ट करने वाले, वो 10-15% के लिए इन्वेस्ट नहीं करते, वो बिजनेस वैल्यू करते। इज इट बिजनेस बाय करते हैं तुम करोगे क्या, के मेरा बिजनेस बाय करोगे, डालोगे मेरे पैसा, पता है कितना आता है, रेवेन्यू कहाँ से आता है, मेरे स्ट्रीम्स क्या है, मेरा नॉलेज कितना है, मैं बोलूंगा स्टॉक बढ़ गया, मैं तुम डालोगे, तो ऐसा नहीं होता है। यू हैव टू बी एन इन्वेस्टर rather than a trader, and there is no harm in being a trader. तुम जो बोल रहे हो बराबर ही, बट जॉब्स में तुमको कोई प्राइस नहीं पूछेगा, की बिजनेस समझता है।
I'm
बिजनेस समझ लेके
talking about the impact of the macro news on the companies per se. तो वो पूरे
So, macro है
सेक्टर
ना,
पे ही इम्पैक्ट करता है।
सो है ना, मैंने बोला ना मैक्रो न्यूज पढ़ने को, तो जैसे मैंने आज स्टील का भी एक न्यूज था, टाटा स्टील के बारे में था, देयर वाज अ न्यूज अबाउट रेनफॉल डेफिसिट, वो भी तो पढ़ना है ना, रेनफॉल ऐसा हुआ है, मोक्ष राइटली मेंशन, रेनफॉल डेफिसिट 25% पे आया है। तो न्यूज मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ लिखने को, ताकि कंपनी ट्रैक करे तो कंपनी के बारे में पता होना चाहिए, पढ़ना तो पूरा न्यूज़पेपर है। इफ यू वांट टू रीड, यू हैव टू रीड 5 न्यूज़पेपर्स, यू हैव टू कम अप विद एन एनालिसिस। तो हमको सेक्टर ही फॉलो करना है, तुमको सेक्टर में क्या वो करना, उसमें कंपनी क्या करती है, ऐसा है। व्हेन आई से दैट, व्हेन यू से ना तुम 5 कंपनी फॉलो करते हो, तो फॉलो करते मतलब क्या, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर। इंडस्ट्री तो है, इंडस्ट्री तो वी हैव टू फॉलो। हमने अभी इंडस्ट्री की बात की ना, हमने स्टॉक की बात की, टू व्हीलर सेक्टर, मतलब वी हैव टॉक ऑन अ स्पेसिफिक सेगमेंट, नॉट इंडस्ट्री, कि 150cc सेगमेंट ग्रो हो रहा है। हमने बात की क्या, हमने स्टॉक की बात की, 150cc में, 150cc सेगमेंट में हीरो है, 150cc में बजाज है, उसकी बात की है। EV टू व्हीलर्स में हीरो है ही नहीं, बजाज है ही नहीं, TVS है, उसने वो बात की, तो वो सेगमेंट की बात कर रहे थे। यू नेवर टॉक अबाउट ऑटोमोबाइल एज अ सेक्टर, बहुत बड़ा है। ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर में भी क्या बढ़ रहा है, तुमने बताया ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर बढ़ गया, कितने सारे चीजें, 3 व्हीलर है, 4 व्हीलर है, पैसेंजर व्हीकल है। 4 व्हीलर में भी देयर इज लग्जरी डिफरेंट। तुम बोलोगे क्या मारुति एंड मर्सिडीज आर कॉम्पिटिटर्स, बोल सकते हो। मारुति में भी सेगमेंट है, मारुति में भी इलेक्ट्रिक तो है ही नहीं मारुति का, तो तुम अगर ऑटोमोबाइल में, तो ऑटोमोबाइल में इलेक्ट्रिक भी आया, तो तुम इलेक्ट्रिक मारुति ट्राई कर दो, इलेक्ट्रिक दिखना ही नहीं है तुमको, क्या दिखना है, SUVs, सेडान और हैचबैक, यही दिखना है, क्या कर रहे हो, और बाकी कंपनीज क्या कर रहे हैं। यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन द सेगमेंट्स एंड द इंडस्ट्री। तो ट्रैक वो तो वही वैसा ही होता है इंडस्ट्री का, कि आज मैं बोलूँ फार्मा इंडस्ट्री, मैंने 10 साल में फार्मा इंडस्ट्री ट्रैक कर रहा था मैं, और मैंने फार्मा इंडस्ट्री 50% यूएस बिजनेस। तुमको पता है यूएस का कितना बड़ा इकोनॉमी है, पता भी यूएस में क्या चलता है, इंडिया का नहीं पता चलता है दवाई कौन सा यूज होता है। सो व्हाट विल यू फोकस ऑन, मैंने फोकस कैंसर पे किया, कि कैंसर के बारे में जो भी कंपनीज कैंसर में उसके बारे में रिसर्च कर। तो मैं नहीं बोलता था कि मैं फार्मा एनालिस्ट हूँ, कि मुझे सब आता है फार्मा में, कैंसर पे था मेरा फोकस, उसके एक एंटी इन्फेक्टिव पे था, और एक फोकस उनका ये मलेरिया बिजनेस पे था, बिकॉज वो 3 कंपनीज में ट्रैक कर रहा था, और मेजर रेवेन्यू उनका वहां से आ रहा था, तो मैं उतना ही ट्रैक करने का सर, एंड उनके कॉम्पिटिटर्स। दिस इज हाउ यू ट्रैक द सेक्टर, सेगमेंट्स ट्रैक कर रहे, सेक्टर नहीं ट्रैक करते। ट्रैक करोगे तो बहुत साल, मेरे को एक अभी तक नहीं समझा, 10 साल हो गए, वो कभी नहीं होगा। सेगमेंट समझेगा तो समझ जाएगा। Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Thank
Okay,
you,
guys.
sir.
So, bye bye. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.